welcome to the stream. I'm live on Twitch and YouTube here today to play some Blood on the Clocktower. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing today. I just finished recording a recap of season 1 of The Pit. That will probably be out very soon. Jennifer, thank you for the 16th month in a row. Let me tell you, I've been recording a lot of things lately. Tastemakers, Wheel of Time. We did The Pit. I did the podcast with Shannon. If you didn't check out the podcast with Shannon last night, I think it's already out. I thought it was very fun. We talked about the Survivor episode this week. Survivor Global podcast came out this morning. There you go. Let's definitely check that out. I also recorded Jet Lag. Tons of stuff. Tons of podcasts. And it's not slowing down because tomorrow night is The Last of Us. And so I'll be recording a Last of Us podcast on Monday after the Tastemakers, or actually I think before the Tastemakers. So we're gonna have Last of Us and Tastemakers running, and Wheel of Time will finish next week. I'm just glad all these shows are coming out not during a Big Brother season. I think that's that's the key. Andor starts at the end of the month as well. So tons of stuff. All right, let's play some Blood on the Clock. That's what we're here for.
True.
Also, hi, Fishy. I'm Danny.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Danny's here.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi, Skelly.
Hey.
Hello, hello.
How's it going?
Good. How about yourself?
Doing well.
Solid.
Been climbing lately?
Yeah, I just did a session this morning.
Nice.
First time in like a month, though, so my calluses have to come back.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
I've been not climbing a lot because I have an injured shoulder. But I did take Kevin Jacobs recently, which was very fun.
No way. Was he here in town?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
How did you injure your shoulder, Taran?
You know, I wish I knew. It's I've tweaked my shoulder a lot in the last decade, basically. And this time it just hasn't gone away.
Thanks. Well, I hope it stops doing that soon.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Taran, this is really strange because I'm usually in your Twitch chat.
Oh.
Me too.
Well, you're not going to be able to see what I am now. But you might know all of my thoughts and strategies.
Yeah.
John K, I'm hurt.
Sorry, last time we played this, you did not treat me well.
You know what? That's valid. I did not. I'm sorry. I see we're holding grudges today.
Uh-oh, I'm worried if John K is holding grudges.
Oh, don't worry. He
But
holds a
also may
grudge
not fare
against
well
me
for
more
me.
than anybody else. I may or may not have sold out John K to the Snake Charmer.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, that was terrible. I was not
I'm
trying
aware.
to.
That's why I acknowledged that I did John K.
Glad you enjoyed
I
Give
did
Me the
not know
Nightmare
that was the
Painter.
game he was referencing.
I thought it was very good.
Yes, that was the game he was referencing.
I told you to so you could tell him about the snake charmer.
I have never played with the blue rolls of sex and violence, Violet. So it'll be an experience.
What did I
I'm
watch?
looking forward to it.
Yeah, I did not study for this test.
Yeah.
Oh, Got to Get Out. No, I haven't watched that. Is it good?
Hi, Kristen.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
Very.
Hi.
I'm usually like a big message person to my neighbors, but I don't think that a lot of you guys message with your neighbors that much.
I love messaging with my neighbors.
Hello.
What up, Dwight?
What's up?
Fellow contestants living
He's
together in a mansion for 10
here.
days while they
I
compete
am
physical and
here.
mental challenges.
I kind of run the stream, so I do have to show up at some point.
that's the description on IMDb. That's such a bad description.
I think everyone is having connection issues.
Wow, Dwight, you look so diesel. Look at those guns.
Is
My
Dwight
God.
a diesel?
Oh, jeez.
Look at those shoulders. Holy mackerel.
Is this against terms of service?
Oh my god.
Oh, jeez. I should have put on just a long sleeve shirt. Doing that next
No,
time.
this is incredible. Oh my, I can see all the separation between the different parts of the deltoid.
I'm putting on a jacket at the night.
Oh.
Oh my god, don't let Fishback
I
body
wore
shame
I
you.
wore
I don't think that was shame. I feel like that was not shame.
I wore
No,
a
it
tank
wasn't.
one
It's
time on
working.
stream years ago, and that
That's a different part of the internet. You gotta charge money for
the
that.
reaction of the
He
chat
might not feel
made
as
me never do it
comfortable in his
again.
body, so when you call it out like that, it makes him feel some kind of way.
Oh Lord, everyone. Okay, I think everyone's here. We're all good. All right, I'm gonna start. This is S&B, 11 players. I'm gonna start setting it up for you guys. So thanks for joining, everybody, as usual. Appreciate it.
Whenever I hear diesel, I think about that movie, The Bullet Train.
So how's everybody's day?
Good.
Not
What
bad.
about you?
Fantastic.
Pretty good. Steven, I
Yesterday,
thought you were at a tea party. Oh, he's gone. Never mind.
yesterday I watched the movie Warfare, and then I watched the finale of The Pit in about a
Oh.
4-hour span.
The Pit was so good.
the
Taran, I just finally caught up on all of the Big Brother retrospectives because I was like just not in
Mm.
Big Brother mode yet. So then I binged them all this past week. And when you brought up the movie The Core, I felt so seen. I was like, no one ever knows that this movie exists.
I loved that movie.
It was crazy.
Mm. That was one of my first times when I felt like it was like one of my favorite movies, and then I discovered that it is like the example that people use for shitty movies, and I was like, oh.
Well, just because something's not technically good doesn't mean it can't be really enjoyable when you watch it when you're like 12.
Exactly.
It probably would not hold up to my 12-year-old opinion.
Yep.
Hi everyone, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we
Yes.
can.
I'm just trying to figure out my camera. Talking right over there. I was just checking it out.
Oh boy.
I'm trying to
How
find
was
the actual
Warfare?
premise. It was very good. I mean, it was just super intense. Like, it was honestly not very dissimilar to The Pit. Just
I was gonna say
war, and even then, like, it was still a little bit similar. It was interesting. And what I think the thing I liked the most about it was that it was like a good 90 minutes, and that was it. It was not a 2.5-hour movie like every other movie nowadays.
Old.
I'm watching episode 4 of Severance. I started it 10 minutes in. Is it the same? Does it stay like this for the whole episode? No? Okay.
Is it season 1 or season 2?
Season 2. The one where it opens on them in a
Ooh.
frozen lake.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
That's a good episode.
No. You haven't heard that they're outside for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
You're in the middle of episode 4.
Yeah. Oh well, not the middle. I really just started it. I was like, I can't handle this.
Yeah, it's a whole new dynamic.
Yeah. There were a few episodes this season that felt very tonally different.
Mhm.
I have not yet watched this season, for the record.
I'm famously I'm a little bit down on season 2, but that's not a very popular opinion.
I've heard mixed things.
Of the overall,
I enjoyed season
or
2.
because of the ending.
I think the first half of the season was very good. I think the second half of the season let me down a little.
I could see that.
Yeah. I felt like a momentum was killed a little bit.
Yeah.
But I do still like where we ended and am still interested to see where it goes next.
It'd be so cool if we could be mindful not to spoil Severance season 2 for people who've not yet
Yes.
watched.
I'm trying to be vague.
No spoilers.
Tell me when to take my headphones out, and I will abide.
Everyone
This
sees
is-
some kind of token, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And all right, in that case, good night, everybody.
This is like what the Tastemakers podcast is like. We just talk about shows without spoiling them and say we don't like them or like them. Adolescence was great, yeah. I had a strong desire to watch the ER premiere after I finished The Pit. I think I might. Okay, I should start thinking about the game. Each night, not the first night, you learn if a minion nominated during the day. Okay, so important to note that there are many ways that this information could be compromised, including Vortox. But this is a situation where generally I think I want to get a lot of nominations in. I have to keep track of who nominated. I think ideally I get half a minion nominated, not a demon. And there are 2 minions. One outsider, unless there's a Fangu or a Vigor Mortis. 2 demons means that if we cut the field in half, odds are we will hit 1. But I will learn how many. No, if a not how many. So actually, does cutting it in half even make sense, given that I'm likely to hit anyway?
Oh. Are y'all all pros at this?
No.
I think there are a few
No.
pros at this table, but I am not one of them.
That's debatable.
I think
I've story told this a few times. I've played I think I've played less than I've story told.
If you story tell, though, it means you know it really well.
Know the mechanics. I know, but it's not quite the same.
it is.
I don't know how to
different.
play
Yeah.
things.
I'm already suspicious of Fishback.
Starting off early with a
I am
lie.
always suspicious
Well,
of
Fishy wants to
Fishback
vote
in
me
these
out first.
games.
So,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
I'm so.
Well,
down
there
to
can only
get
be
rid of
one.
Well, no, but I keep saying there can be multiple.
That's
We
true.
can look at your stats, Fishback. We can tell you.
We can be a school of fishies.
No. Okay, every time I played with Fishback, he's been on the opposite team as me, and he's been like Fishy Alliance.
Oh, that's good to
and it
know.
has never
So what
worked
you're saying
out.
is it's pointless to for the seamstress to pick the two of you.
I mean, you're
Well,
gonna
it could be
get
a good
no.
Vortox.
Well,
check.
it
Okay,
would
so I
confirm the
feel like
Vortox, yeah.
what I want
Yeah,
to
yeah, there
do
we go.
is ideally get
Or they could be next to a
slightly
Natasha.
less than
Fishy,
half
I am good though. So this
of
time, if you're good, we should team up.
I don't believe you.
Oh wow.
the other
I will
players
also,
to
I will also say,
nominate.
me being
So that would
seated between
be
Fishback and
1, 2,
Fishy,
3,
just
4,
a
Yeah,
tough,
5.
tough start
dangerous
for me.
seed.
Dangerous, Sam.
Mm.
Maybe cut it in like 4 and 6.
No, you can relay messages. You can be part of the Fish Alliance.
I don't think
What?
I want
You're
to
not supposed to say that. You're always supposed to agree to the alliance.
necessarily force the situation, but I imagine that
Obviously,
there's a lot of
it
people
has
who
to
know
look
the
like you're
game
not
here and
aligned.
will likely want to force it. Oh, and also this is the only thing I don't like about Sex and Violence is that like there's so many different like let's just do this just in case. Like let's have a bunch of people nominate, let's have a bunch of people vote. And then
Also,
we also
to everyone I
have
haven't met yet, I'm
Juggler.
Danny. Nice to meet y'all.
Nice to meet you.
Hello, Danny.
Your first day probably yes up to 5 players. So then you also have to like fake Juggler. I should also come up with a bluff here because this is a fairly useful role, I think, as long as my information isn't compromised.
I guess for anyone I haven't met, I'm Scally. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Scally. Is that your last name or your first name?
It is my last name.
Is your first name Brian?
That is my first
That's a good guess. That's a really good guess, Danny.
name.
Well, no, I just made some connections. I know
There
who
we go.
Scally is.
Oh.
I could
That is
theoretically
funny.
pretend to be the sage. I imagine that's a pretty popular. Bluff or yeah, that's the thing is that like if you pretend to be a sage, any like smart demon will probably know it's not true, and that maybe they should actually kill you. I could go with a double
Danny
bluff.
typing
What is
furious.
going on in this?
Is this going to be a message? I mean, that's going to be the biggest envelope I've seen.
It's really about. Oh, I'm going
Taran
first.
just
What?
got an encyclopedia.
What? Oh, what's
going
happening?
on?
What do you mean what's happening? I just want y'all to say hi to each other. Y'all were
What?
Yeah.
Message the bigger the envelope.
Sorry, my
hello.
thing reset.
Was this on purpose?
Yeah, how dare you leave? Never
Yeah,
mind.
I thought for sure you kicked me out, and
I
that was
thought
not on
this was an
purpose.
I kicked you out. That's crazy. Anyways, y'all are twins.
Oh.
Taran, this is your evil twin, Scally.
I feel like I'm a good twin, but sure.
Oh, okay. Well, Scally, this is your good twin, and he's a town crier.
Ooh, that's fun.
So you have to figure out how to work that out between you
But I
guys.
don't.
But
Oh, he's just evil. Okay.
he's just evil twin, and
Mm.
he learns you were the town crier. So you know, y'all can
That's annoying.
All right. Okay.
You don't like having a twin, Taran? That's crazy.
Sorry,
It's
we're
annoying that he
related.
knows my role. I was thinking about all the different ways I was going to lie about my role to the demons.
Okay, well, do what you want. Just maybe Scally's the town crier now.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Right, have fun. Bye bye.
I,
Even necessarily about game, but
You haven't even sent me anything.
I sent you the B.
Oh,
movie.
you did. You just said the B movie. Okay, I
I
apologize.
was gonna message you more.
Sounds like Christian Hubicki's here.
Why?
Because he always is like he has a mechanical keyboard and he types so loud.
I have a headset on, so I'm like, why is it coming through my keyboard?
I couldn't tell you. I think it's hilarious. I'm not trying to be rude. I think it's so fun,
Yeah,
and you
say
should
your
type
words per
more.
minute, Danny. Gotta be high. You're really going for it.
Thank you. Just am in a unique position, you know.
I didn't even notice that Scally is on the other side of Danny. They've been talking this whole time. I want to message John too and tell him that I'm an evil that I have an evil twin, but I feel like that's what I would do if I was bad.
What is going on with you? What kind of keyboard do you have down
Yeah,
there?
man,
Danny?
you might have to
Is it like, are you writing a novel on a typewriter right now?
we might have to rectify this situation. This
It's
is
really
getting,
quite aggressive. I've never heard like how deep is that? Are those keys?
It's crazy.
His mic is his keyboard.
True.
Interesting. If that's true. There's no reason for me to not just outright claim this, right? Like, yeah, I think I have to.
Does anyone here have one of those like super cute keyboards with like the little round keys and like the fun colors? I see
The
them.
creamy keyboards.
Yes, thank you. I see them on TikTok all the time, and I'm like, should I have one of these?
My keyboard lights up, but it doesn't have the cute rounded keys.
Yeah, mine has lights, but it doesn't have it like. I feel like the cute rounded keys would just really match my aesthetic.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Guess what? I'm your storyteller. I also died. What a shame. You guys should, like, I don't know, avenge me or something. That'd be great. Bye.
Hello, everyone. Before you start going into private chats, I'd like to
Yeah, I
inform
knew
you
this was
that I
gonna
was
happen.
informed that Scally is my evil twin.
No.
Oh no!
I don't want to
Oh,
out my role
Lord.
immediately. Taran's my evil twin. Whatever. I'm just gonna do it because he's
What
gonna
role?
I'm town crier. Taran is the
He
evil
found
twin.
out my role, and I was very annoyed because I really wanted to lie about it. And now the demons know what it is. Yeah.
Wait, can you just tell me which one of you is the actual evil twin?
That would be
Yeah,
super
that'd be
helpful information.
helpful.
Don't you already know Fishback?
What
No.
Dwight said was that Scally was an evil twin, and he said, "I don't know. I feel like a good twin."
Okay. That does sound like me.
It does sound like you because
But
it was
no.
you, wasn't it?
and some clarification. I
We
was
came
talking with
in-
both of them, typing like a million miles a minute, and Taryn immediately told me, and then Scally's like, "I've heard nothing. I have no idea what's going on." And I'm sitting there
Oh.
going,
Oh, because I play by the rules, and I don't think we're supposed to out our information in the first night, but that's okay.
That's not a rule, is it?
Valid.
I thought it was.
Right.
But you're not supposed to out before day one, so I haven't told anyone anything. Kirsten also was messaging me, and I was like, no.
Okay.
But no, I'm a good person.
How do I request people?
All right, let's.
Well, here we are.
I have requested a chat.
So have I. How's it going?
Can you hear us? Whoops, that's not what I meant to do.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
You know.
I believe that you are the good twin.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm the artist.
Okay.
And I am. I mean, I guess my artist question can be about which of you is the good twin.
Hey.
That could work. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I think that if people genuinely don't suspect me, then I'm more likely to die anyway. I was really wanting to live.
Yeah. I need to take this call from my neighbor.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's up?
Hey, John K.
Hey, what's up?
What's up with you?
Nothing. I'm not a town crier. I'm a flower girl or the mathematician.
Oh, if you're the mathematician, what's your number?
0.
Interesting.
Which could be Vortox. So not helpful, right?
I'm either the philosopher or the sage.
We never do this when we play. I'm not gonna remember.
I
these
know
options.
you guys never do that.
I can't put two tokens down on you guys. I can't.
You can just make a little custom token.
Yeah, I guess I could do that. I was just planning to note down who nominated. That was the extent.
From you as well, Taran. It's either town crier or evil twin.
That's exactly, yeah.
So there you go. We all have two.
Well, that would be easy because you can just note town crier and then put evil next to me, and that's a very easy way to do it.
There we go.
All right.
Cool. Good luck.
I didn't mean to come here. I was trying to request somebody, and then I accidentally clicked circus tent. And then I thought I was in a private conversation with Fishback, and then other people joined, and I was like, "Oh, I'm still in the circus tent." All right.
All right, Taran. Let's hear it.
Listen, I'm the town crier. Also, what's up?
Hey, yeah, it's like I think this is the first time I've ever talked to you. So,
well, we talked in New York one time.
Yes,
in a live show.
That's
yeah.
right. Okay, so each night you learn if a minion so you have no function yet. I am similar to Danny, by the way. Like I'm like second time with this script, so I'm getting very used to it here. So I guess it's like, how does this group typically play evil twin stuff? Are you and Scally just going to sit here and point at each other for 4 rounds?
Well, so this is my first time being involved in an evil twin situation, and I think I've only seen it happen once. Also, I'm playing with a bunch of people that I haven't played with before, so I don't have great answers for you there. But yeah, my instinct was just like, I'll just call this out immediately because, what's the point in keeping it secret? I thought it was very interesting that Scally didn't tell Danny, but I think
whispers or something like that.
Yeah, like because I told, like, as soon as I got back from the thing, because Danny had been messaging me, I was like, oh, I just found out I'm the evil, or that Scally's the evil twin, and he was like, oh, that's interesting because Scally's still not telling me anything like that. But honestly, I don't think that's an indication that he's bad necessarily, as much as it's just like, I just think it makes more sense to call it out first in the first place.
Is there anybody? I mean, I have a pretty easy way to rectify the situation. So we can do that at some point. I'll say so. I probably shouldn't tell you because you might be bad. My role, I have the ability to potentially sort this out and like clear you.
Okay.
If something, but it's kind of up to everybody else. If we can get a couple of people that are like hard cleared, we can figure it out.
That makes sense. Fishback also indicated that he might use an ability to try to figure it out. So, depending on like the amount of times you can use your ability, I would say.
Fishback's coming in.
Okay.
There he is.
Hi.
Hey, Fishback.
Can I talk to Sam without the potential evil twin? I think Taran is the good twin, though. I do
Feel
think
free.
Taran is the good twin.
I'm leaning. I mean, I have no reason to lean that way, so I'm curious to hear what you think, Steve.
Yeah,
I thought.
I didn't realize I'd leave to nobody. I almost want to be more suspicious, honestly. I feel like I've been trying very hard to seem good. And if people actually believe it, that's kind of a bad thing for future games.
All right, welcome back. There are 11 of you alive. It takes 6 from the block. Feel free to discuss, do what you want. Mara?
I would like to juggle myself as the juggler and Skelly as the juggler.
Juggler.
Heard. Steven?
I would like to juggle myself as the artist and Taran as the evil twin.
Heard.
I just realized I don't have to fake doing this because everybody knows I'm not the juggler, which is awesome.
Who did the first juggle? Can I? I didn't hear that.
Did. I juggled myself as the juggler, Skelly as town crier.
I'll juggle Scally as the Vortox. No, JK, that doesn't work. Denny B as the Vortox, John K as the Vortox, and Mora as the Vortox.
Heard.
What is this? Why are people claiming?
So basically, there's a role that you have to like publicly make a guess and find information out. But because you don't want to out which role you are, then multiple people need to do it so that it covers the real one.
If multiple people do it, then the demon doesn't know which one to kill to keep them from getting info.
Oh, that's smart.
There's a lot of roles like that in this script where, like, for instance, me as the town crier, if you believe me, like we want to have multiple people nominate so that when I get the information, it's like I'm getting useful information. Normally we'd be more sly about it, but now we can just very openly game the town crier stuff because we know there is one.
Fascinating.
Kirsten, did you have your hand up for anything, or?
No, I was going to juggle and then I got confused by everyone juggling and then I just said I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah. You got juggled internally, I see.
My brain has been juggled.
The juggler is like an annoying one to fake because it's so specific as opposed to like whatever the other one is in the other script.
Yeah, if it was like a gossip,
Mhm.
I've gossip for days, but to juggle, I can't even juggle probably 2 balls.
So, according to the rules, right, that actually, never mind. I was thinking, never mind. I was just looking. Ignore me. I'm shutting up.
All right, I am someone who likes bold things. I'm gonna nominate Scally.
Danny nominates Scally. So why?
I'm someone who's like, all right, we can end the game with the information we have because there's a chance that both of them are bad pretending, or we just take off the person that. And I believe it definitely Taran is the good one and Scally's the bad one. So we end the game, or we get it right and don't have to worry about it moving forward. It's pretty fun, pretty entertaining.
Scally, your defense.
Well, I don't think it's fun nor entertaining, for the record. But I would say this is not that shocking. I feel like I'm very quickly sussed, kind of regardless of role, and Taran is very frequently trusted. So I don't. As soon as I saw it, I was like, "Well, this is going to go very poorly." But no, I'm the good twin. Taran outed immediately. I was waiting for Dwight to be done speaking. But yeah, that's it.
Anything else pertinent before I run this vote for Scally?
This is a terrible idea.
I just found out that if you kill the wrong one, we lose.
Right.
But I know I'm the right one, so it's okay. But
I
yeah,
think it's
other people
way
probably
too
shouldn't
early
do
to
this.
be doing the twin pair.
Yeah.
But also, if the twin dies, it's not a win because the twins aren't demons, right?
The
If
twin
the good twin is executed, evil wins.
We
the
have
evil
to
twin-
vote
Right,
out
but if
Taran
the-
before the game ends. We can't just vote out the demon. We have to also vote out that evil twin. But
Yeah, so I should actually be decently safe from the demon because there's always a chance that you might vote me out at some point.
Nobody is going to kill the good twin. The
Neither
evil
twin is
twin
dying.
pair will be around forever.
Which is
I
why
see.
you vote out the floater, the person who's going to make it to the end. You vote him out early.
Floater.
I'm a floater. I would
Scally's
like to
taking up a
nominate
final 3
Danny.
seats. Suri would want him gone.
Scally nominates Danny. Tell us why.
Personal attacks and vibes.
Danny, your defense.
I'm super blue. That's it.
All right. Anything else pertinent before I run this vote for Danny? Okay, it takes 6. Running it.
We are going to need to kill someone. There is a Vortox on the script.
Oh yeah.
Do we have any info that points towards it being or not being Vortox?
Well, oh yeah, good question. So with Scally having nominated, I will for sure get a yes that a minion nominated. So I don't know if that means we should have fewer nominations, or because then if it's a no, it at least tells me that there's a Vortox.
Regardless, we're both
Is there
going to
anyone who's
say yes,
fine
a
with
minion nomination.
dying though? Because shouldn't we kill in case there's a Vortox?
Yeah, if someone is like a spent seamstress or like,
I'd like to hear what John has to say.
Yeah, John K.
Oh, hey, I'm John K. Fishback, I would like to nominate you.
Okay.
All right, tell us why.
The voting, the pushing on Taran, and we do need to kill someone. We haven't spoken, but
I didn't push on Taran. I've been saying I think Taran's the good twin.
oh, okay. You raised your hand when I think Taran got. Did Taran get nominated?
I didn't get nominated. It was Scally.
You raised
Scally
your
got
hand.
nominated.
Either way, I would like Fishback dead, specifically because either Fishback or Fishy is bad statistically. So this is a coin flip.
Oh, that's funny. That's actually there's mechanical information that's not the case. I've heard about a seamstress yes on me and Fishy, so we are actually on the same team. So I hope she's good.
I am sad to say that I'm inclined to believe Fishback right now, even though I think he lied to my face.
And I'm a bad vote today. But
I agree. If what I am deducing is correct.
Anything else pertinent before I run this vote for Steven Fishback?
If there's a seamster, should we not take out the seamster right now, and the seamster should be volunteering to die?
If there is a seamstress who used their ability, they are probably the best kill today.
Yeah,
But I have not heard.
Is there a clockmaker? Do we have a clockmaker?
Or a clockmaker.
Fishback just said there's a seamstress.
I'm going to run this vote. It takes
Oh,
6.
true.
Running it.
Fishback, you should nominate whoever this spent seamstress is.
Is there a clockmaker?
I swear to God, y'all are making up rules today.
I haven't heard of one.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the game. I just need a clock made, actually.
Is the seamster okay to be nominated? I think it's the right call here.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna nominate Sam. He's claimed to be seamstress to me. He said he got a yes on me and Fishy. In the off chance that he is a baddie, this will also kill him. So that would be good too.
Sam, your defense.
I have reason to believe that this would be bad for town, and I would like to explain more of that tomorrow.
All right. Anything else pertinent if I run this vote for Sam?
Yeah. If Sam was bluffing as the seamstress, which sounds like maybe he was, he asked me clarifying questions about how to play the seamstress, so he was really going deep on that bluff.
What? Why would it be bad?
You may as well tell us now.
I can't do that today. I would have to tell you more tomorrow.
Okay.
It seems like you're gonna die.
It could be a
it takes 6 votes to put Sam on
be
the
a
block.
barber.
Gonna run it.
We do have to kill somebody though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it was at 6, and I thought just keep it in case something else comes up. But yeah.
7's enough. Sam's on the block.
Interesting.
The other
You
nominations.
might be mad as
in
the
day.
seamstress.
I will nominate
makes sense.
Steven.
Already has been nominated.
Okay. I
tried.
mean, who else can I nominate? I don't know.
Is anyone else a better kill? Like, does anyone else want to put themselves forward?
in a day in like 30 seconds otherwise.
We can do. I mean, if we do it, that's fine. I'll have to tell everybody tomorrow, and that would be very bad for us. But okay.
I feel like this is
fine.
breaking madness. If he is mad.
If
It could be a klutz.
5.
If it's a klutz, you can pick me.
3. Unless you guys want to vote out Taran.
1. That. Sam has been executed and does die. Good night.
He seems very disappointed. I'm not sure what to read from that. Like, I feel bad. Like, he seems, and he hasn't like played much. I genuinely feel bad. He said there was a thing he could do to clear me. Seamstress obviously doesn't make sense. He must not be the seamstress. So I feel like I can almost just get rid of this. Oh, I forgot to track who nominated. Nominated. Sam didn't end up nominating. Scally nominated. I mean, actually, it doesn't really matter because as long as Scally nominated, I know for sure I'm supposed to get a yes. So basically, if I get a no, it heavily implies Sarah Nova. Or not Sarah Novus, Vortox. But it could also be that I'm poisoned Nodashi. There's also the... What is it? Philosopher. The Philosopher could steal my ability. I feel like this is actually a decent play, where it's like, if you learn that the evil twin is twinning with a town crier, you could then choose town crier, steal the role out from either one of them, and now all of a sudden that role has use again. Where like any information I give theoretically can't be trusted. Although they do seem to believe me over Scally. Which again, I feel like was maybe a mistake by me. Is it possible I get killed tonight? I feel like, what's the order? Okay, I'm pretty late in the order. It'd be pretty strange for them to kill me, right? Because then they just for sure kill
This is
Scally.
very interesting.
Actually, you don't for
Very,
sure kill
very
Scally, do you?
interesting.
Because what you could do is intentionally kill the evil twin at night to try to imply that the other one is good and that you can, or that the other one is bad, and you can then vote them out and they lose. So you can't actually, so you can actually kill into this. Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't. I actually might. I might kill me if I'm a demon here. If they believe me too much and they're willing to accept my information, that's like valuable information. And killing me doesn't further incriminate Scally. It doesn't make it any more likely that they'll vote out Scally. Maybe a little bit. If it's Vigor Mortis, you could kill a minion and they will keep their ability, meaning
Is
even...
it ever a good strategy, though, of two bad people to claim to be
Here we
the
go.
evil twin?
Hey.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay.
Should be valid. That's valid.
Not the teacher voice.
I am
Hey,
a teacher.
You got an amusing
Well, I
story.
could tell from your voice.
Clocked.
If it was a Vortox game, I would have to have a no, right? There's no... What if it's Vortox and I'm drunk?
When is someone allowed to potentially become unmad?
If you're referring to the Ceranovus ability, it would be when the next Ceranovus player was selected. So if hypothetically someone was Ceramad day one, they cannot just say that
I have
during
to
the
get false
night
info.
because if they're not confident the Ceranovus has rechosen, Dwight can still choose to execute them based off of them claiming it in the night. Also, even if you're already dead and you claim that you're Sarah Novus Mad, you can still be executed. So it can still stop us from being able to get an execution through.
Ah. Okay.
Why are you Sarah Novus Mad?
I was just wondering.
He's like, definitely not for me, but if someone else
I'm
were
asking for a
Ceranovus
friend.
mad, well, how would that work?
Yeah.
If you were an outsider and you were the drunk outsider, that makes sense. But yeah, there's no such role here.
I think both town criers should publicly share their information.
I plan to.
Cool.
Each night you learned if a minion nominated. Oh, we have to be keeping track of who nominated yesterday?
I kept track, but also because Scally nominated, I didn't really matter who else nominated because I was always going to get a yes or a
Well,
no.
I actually kept track of who nominated and can tell you.
Well, I did also do that.
I actually know more about American Girl than you do, genius.
I think it was Danny, Scally, John K, Fishback.
That is true.
Yep.
All right, Danny.
I did not keep notes, but I do remember.
Oh my god.
And it's also Flower Girl as you learn if a demon voted today.
Yeah.
Meaning should we be keeping track
We
of
should be
who
keeping track.
didn't
We
vote?
should be coordinating votes too.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Only 2 people didn't vote.
I forgot to take my Flower Girl notes. I usually take those notes even if I'm not.
Wow.
There were 7 votes on Sam.
Take them all.
Yeah.
Good luck, Flower Girl. I'm not doing that for you.
Yeah, do your own homework.
I'm tired.
Does anybody want to say that they didn't vote yesterday at all?
I did not. I did not vote. Yeah.
I didn't vote
also didn't.
yesterday.
I voted on Sam.
Everyone else did.
Chris.
We should probably wait till the day to...
Yeah.
Why?
Well, 1, for fairness. 2, for there might be people in conversations that need to respond yes or no that aren't here.
Yeah, everyone, if you're here right now, say yeah.
Yeah, let's do a wave. And if it stops,
Well, the other interesting thing is that like if Dwight is in private chats, nobody's hearing this on the stream too.
Hello.
Oh, that's true.
Are y'all talking about me while I'm gone? That's crazy.
Yeah,
Never.
we were talking about that shirt and how you've got your traps
boy.
and your delts out.
Anyways, Kirsten died last night.
Wait,
Oh.
before anybody breaks off,
Wait, that's
two things
so
to say.
fucked up.
I'm the juggler. First of all, I was Sarah mad that I was the artist yesterday.
Oh.
I am the juggler. I juggled myself as the artist and Taran as the evil twin. I got a 0. That means either my information is false. I trust both my neighbors, so I don't think I'm poisoned. So if there's a Vortox in the game, then Taran is the evil twin, and if there's not a Vortox in the game, then Taran is not the evil
Wait, you were Sarah Mad Fishback?
twin. I was Sarah mad that I was the artist.
I thought that's what Sam
Yeah, I'm
was
curious about what
implying,
Sam was.
and Sam told me that in whispers as well.
Oh boy.
Sam
Oh boy.
was I believe Sam was the artist. That's why but I couldn't tell him to go visit Dwight before he was executed because I was Sarah Mad as the artist.
All right, well,
Fishback is Sarah mad today because
that's possible.
I am the seamstress.
Okay, so he's probably Sarah Mad now that he's the seamstress, which is reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a yes, which is what I expected to get if there was no Vortox. That yes, a minion nominated. So I know that I think there's no way for there to be a Vortox. You don't know that because you don't know if you can trust me, but I know that now.
Scally, what's your info?
I also got a yes.
Okay.
Are we free to move about the cabin
Yes.
now, or are we still hanging out here?
What is going on?
Hey.
Hello.
I'm like,
So yeah, my assumption was that you were mad. Now, here's the thing: if you are still mad and or currently mad, then I don't want to get you to break madness. But this was what I thought was happening yesterday, which is that you were probably mad. Although what I will say is that I think Dwight probably would have given you some leniency, but like even just saying like I can't tell you until tomorrow probably is breaking madness. Dwight, you could actually, in a theoretical world, saying I can't tell you until tomorrow could be interpreted as breaking madness, right?
Pardon?
Okay, never mind, it's fine. I'm just trying to make sure Sam doesn't accidentally break madness if he's mad. But that is my assumption. And you're currently claiming seamstress fish. So the thing is that Fishback is saying that he was mad yesterday, and that he's currently not mad, which implies that he's either lying or was mad one of the times. If he was mad one of the times, then you would not be mad both times.
I'm not sure how to gauge Fishback. But I am the seamstress. My first stream seamstress info is that Fishback and Fishy are aligned. So that is all I really have to offer on that front. Have you heard any outsider claims?
I haven't, which is interesting. I do feel like outsider claims are very useful. When you said to me that you had a way to potentially clear me, what did you mean by that?
I was attempting as seamstress to discover your alignment.
But you'd already used the ability?
Not at that point.
Okay, so you used it after that point.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
And that was after consulting with Fishback.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, I hadn't played it before, so I kind of messed it up. I also, thought that seamstress would allow me to multiple times throughout the. I thought I could do it multiple times, and I botched that. So.
Yeah. Well, I guess we can check back
you're
in.
You're in it for the long haul here.
Yeah, this is how much you already know all my information, so
it's pretty tough. It sucks. So that's kind of why I was trying to stay alive. Because I was trying to get a person full cleared, and then if we got somebody like hard cleared as good, I could seamstress check them against you or Scally and figure out the evil twin situation.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense.
because I have no idea how we're otherwise gonna like get evidence on either one of you. It's probably just gonna have to be a gut check, but
yeah,
it seems like you're winning that right now. So people are just naturally a little bit put off by by Sally's
I've been telling my chat that like I think I did too good a job of being trustworthy because I don't want to seem super trustworthy all the time because that's bad when I'm actually bad and I need
yeah exactly. All right, well I will yeah, I'll check back in with you. I mean, you might, somebody's gonna have to, yeah, I don't know, I'm not gonna comment on the matter actually.
Okay. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Hello, welcome back. There are 9 of you live. It takes 5 to come on the block. Feel free to discuss which one.
I'd love to at least a little bit coordinate who nominates, if possible.
Does anybody believe that their information seems obviously wrong? Because I'm kind of, from what I've heard from people I've spoken to, it seems like it might be a Fangu world. Silence.
Nope, my info is accurate.
Sorry, I had to read the spot on the characters chart that says
I know, I did
Fangu
that
to
too.
understand what you're saying to me.
Yeah, it's okay.
Well, have there been outsider claims?
Well, in this script, people don't really as often
The
claim
outsiders are incentivized to hide.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Continue to ignore me.
I don't know if it would be helpful, but I have savant information and
Yeah.
both
That
the
is
last
helpful.
2 nights. And so here are the last 2 nights, the real or fake information. So day 1, the 2 options are 3 town are sitting next to each other, or of players with one-time use roles, only one of those has not been used.
Oh my god.
So that was day 1. Day
For day 1,
2,
did he say, like, specifically only 3 towners
Yeah, that's
sitting
what I was
next to each other?
But so that has to be that's false, right?
I don't know, but here's 2 real quick. Let me give you the second one real quick.
Okay.
The second is the Sarah Novus named Mad, one of their neighbors, or the outsider number has changed or increased.
Okay.
Ooh, how does that happen?
If there's a Fangu, it would add an outsider.
Sorry, changed or increased or just increased?
Increased/changed.
Danny, why are you coming out and claiming Savant?
I am not claiming it.
Okay, you're saying you're are you laundering someone else's Savant info?
I am.
Laundering.
Okay, so and they already have day 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got
Yeah,
it during the
Savant
day.
acts during the
Sorry,
day.
I just okay.
Yeah,
So
they get it first night.
if you believe that I am the juggler and that Sam is the artist, then of the one-time use roles thing, only one has not been used. Had to have been false on day 1. So it
Well,
has to.
Sam's not the artist, right? Sam, you're the seamstress.
Right.
Sam is still currently claiming seamstress.
Right. Well, depending on what you believe
sure you
about
say that,
Sam. If you were to believe, in spite of Sam's claims to the contrary, that he is the artist, you might think that 3 town are sitting next to each other.
Why would somebody Sarah Novus a dead person is my question. Just
Well, I mean,
in general.
I'm not confident that Sam wasn't the TaranArmstrong himself, but let's just not assume that yet.
If he had actual good information from the first round that he
we
still
wanna
can't
stop
share, yeah.
Yeah. Got it.
If they believed he was the artist, they would maybe want him to stop from sharing the artist info. But yeah, like the idea of him being the Cernos, that's a good point. He actually.
I mean,
So based on
the
information
Sarah
right
Novus
now,
maddening a neighbor definitely implies, if that's one that is true, I would be looking at that corner for sure.
Mara in the roles that you gave me or claimed, all of them are false. and you didn't tell me the truth in any of the conversation that
Correct.
we
I
had.
am a liar.
Okay.
Are noms open?
They are.
I'm gonna nominate Naomi.
Naomi, tell me why.
I know we have not spoken, but I've heard information about you from someone else, and based on the other information I've heard from other people, I think this might be a good kill.
Naomi, your defense.
Yeah, this is actually a terrible kill.
Yep.
And I have sort of been very, very transparent with some people. But I have also been trying to keep it very close to the chest. It would be a really bad kill for the town, and I don't think that you should go through with it. On the other hand, I feel like I have had really good talks with Fishback and with Danny, and I'm figuring some things out. And I don't know. I can't speak more to it other than saying it's a bad idea, and we haven't talked, so you wouldn't know.
I think this is a bad kill too, but from
Fishback, based on what we talked about, I don't think it is.
Okay, I mean, when we discussed, you had said somebody else to nominate, which is why I'm confused. But
I'm more inclined to believe that that person is that thing I told you they could be. The only way for them both to exist is if there's a Fangu.
right, which I think is likely.
Anything else
Right.
pertinent for
This
everyone to
would
vote
be
for
the
Naomi?
Fangu.
Takes 5 to put Naomi on the block. Running it.
I really don't think we should be voting for this either. I think that Naomi. Yeah.
Oh, what an interesting group.
Well, it's the people who play together, right?
Yeah.
I was doing it for a flower girl.
Are there any outsider claims at all? Because it sounds like that is pretty useful.
Yes, I have heard outsider claims.
You
I've
have.
heard of one. And I
Because the other piece of
believe
information
another
is that the outsider count changed, which would imply Fangu, which would mean that there are now 2 outsiders, or maybe still 1 outsider. But because what happens if the Fangu first outside was the information that the outsider count has changed since the game started, or that it's changed from the original count?
That information was not given.
Okay.
Second call for nominations.
Well, it couldn't change in game.
Well, it could if the
Pit Hag, of course.
Fangu
Yeah, Pit Hag, I'm sorry.
died and then an outsider
If there's a
became...
Ceranovus and an evil twin, there's no Pit Hag.
John K.
I would like to nominate Mora today.
Why?
Lied to town about their roles. Also, I have everyone else's claims. I haven't heard from Mora, so I'm thinking possible outsider.
Mara, your defense.
I'm not an outsider. I'm not a good kill for town.
Anything else pertinent if I run this vote for Mara?
I do believe Mara is an outsider. It's why I nominated Naomi. But
It takes 5 votes to put Mara on the block.
So are we worried about Vortox now? Or do we feel like we've moved on from that concern?
I'm not worried about it, but
I'm-
theoretically you should be a little bit.
Yeah.
I do
Unless
think
there's
based off
further
the
information.
Fishbuck have, like, Taran, it seems like, is cleared potentially.
Unless there's Vortox.
Mara, your hands up.
Yeah, can I nominate Fishy?
Wrong way, Mara.
I'm the flower girl. I'm not an outsider. I got a yes last night. I'm not a good kill. I don't have any information that points to anybody specific, but I would rather not die here.
Fishy, your defense.
This is interesting because I think Mara should know what's going on with me if Mara is
We haven't talked. Why would I know what's going on with you?
Okay, well, I don't believe you're the flower girl. So this is
Okay.
It takes 5 votes to tie. 6 votes to execute Fishy instead of Mara. Running it. Choose now.
Mara, who voted last round that you got a yes on?
I forgot to take notes for day
It's
one, but it was
Okay,
everyone
I don't
except
believe
I
that.
think 2 people.
Sam and Kirsten, who are both dead.
Yeah.
right, with that, Mara has been executed and does die. Good night.
Yeah, I'm gonna run real quick.
How long do we let the evil twins go?
Until we are confident we've killed the demon. The fact that you are so keen to go after the evil twin pair does make me a little sketch of you, to be honest.
Okay, that's valid. If Sam's mad though, one of you or Fishback is the Ceranovis.
Unless the second statement is true.
Right.
I don't think the second statement is true.
If there's a Fangu, Danny, that would increase the number of outsiders.
If there's a Fangu, if there's a
Vigor,
Vig, if there's
a Pit Hag,
which
we don't think there is a Pit Hag.
What does a pit hag do?
Pit hag can change roles in the night.
I mean, there's also the.
I mean, right now we're in an evil twin Ceranovis world, so.
I mean, there's a world where Taran and Scally are both evil, right? Like, there's that to consider. And one is a Pit Hag, but I think if at this point someone were Pit Hag.
I don't want to talk too much game here, but I feel like to say that it's I think Danny's valid for believing Ceranova's name just as valid as he is for believing like outsider number changed. I feel like there's no concrete evidence that the outsider number changed versus the Ceranovis. Like they're both pretty up in the air.
If it's the Vigamortis,
Vegamortis.
does that mean there's no outsiders?
Interesting.
Yes, unless the pit hag has made one.
This is wild. Okay. Ooh, that was a big envelope. Do I get any envelopes? No.
Oh, I didn't even read that part of the evil twin too. We have to kill one of us eventually.
Okay.
I like John.
Big envelope.
I love typing to make as large an envelope as possible.
I think it gets big pretty quickly.
Yeah, it really wasn't that many words on the page, TBH.
I don't think also that it would have been possible for Taran and Scally to have coordinated the evil twin thing because they said it right away. Unless specifically Taran, Danny, Scally is the evil team.
Taran came out and said it.
Okay, that would be crazy.
There was a lot of envelopes going back and forth that night.
There were.
Well, that's because both of them were sitting next to me, and Taran told me he was the evil twin, and then I'm like, Scally, what, are you good? And he's like, yeah, I'm good, and like completely played like he hadn't talked, which Scally said he was following the rules for him, and so, for me, that coordination could have happened because Scally had no idea what was going on, and then Taran claimed it.
Yo.
You always call me in when they're talking about me.
Oh, it's intentional. I want you to not hear them. You're welcome. I'll keep doing it. No.
Okay.
Of who a demon might be, though.
Like what person?
Yeah.
Could be anybody. Definitely not me.
First outsider this
Honestly, I think it's Dwight, and I think that he is torturing us from the grave.
Is this one of the ones where you can kill the storyteller?
Unfortunately not.
Ugh. I would love to be part of that at some point.
Love inside jokes. Would love to be part of one day.
You just want to kill Dwight? Is that why?
Yeah. Who wouldn't?
Day one.
If a Nodashi is sitting next to an evil twin, and we vote out the
Nodashi ability applies to townsfolk neighbor, not to minion.
Oh, okay. Okay, good to know.
Are you the Nodashi, Danny? Is that what you were worried about?
Good morning, everybody. No one died in the night.
Okay, I want to start. I was Sarah Novus yesterday. I am the artist. Taran, I was going to use my artist question to clear up the good evil twin situation. I didn't know. Steven had to tell me. I didn't realize I could do it once I was on the block. So I thought we had to wait until day 2. So I thought I could survive. And then he told me that after I was dead, that I could have used it while I was on the block. But I was trying to clear that up between you and Scally. And the reason I didn't do it day 1 is because I wanted to make sure we weren't in a Vortox game. And so I was trying to see if we had an outsider claim so that I could ask the question and clear up the evil twin thing, but didn't get the chance.
Mora, could I ask what you were?
The flower girl.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
I got a no last night, by the way, that a minion did not nominate, and that it was John, Mora, Fishback, and Fishy.
I got a yes.
Okay.
John. Oh, and in case, just to go back, because you mentioned John's name, I did talk to John off the bat the first day when I was not Sarah Novus, and I told him that I basically laid out that I was the artist to him off the bat. So he can vouch for that if you trust John. All right, John left.
Interesting,
Well, okay.
interesting.
I'm confused.
Taran!
Hello.
Long time no see. Okay, let's talk. Let's talk.
Mhm.
I am inclined, of course, to believe you over Scally. I've kind of been dodging Scally a little bit
Mhm.
in one talk, but I don't trust it. What we've talked about, like, coordinating nomination stuff. What is the move here? Because I feel very sort of at sea with all these powers and stuff like that.
I mean, so far I know that none of John, Mora, Fishback, Fishy are minions. They could still be demons. I know Scally is a minion. The savant information is interesting. I can't even follow the first set of it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
The second set is more interesting to me because I feel like it gives more valuable information. If it's true at all, I don't know where it comes from. But the idea of there being a Fangu is worrisome because I feel like outsider claims have not been locked in, and like it could be just jumping around for all we know.
Yeah, and I don't really understand why Fishy is suspicious of me. I've been meaning to talk to her, but, like, I don't know what she's even implying, and it's a little frustrating. But I feel like everybody is moving away from, like, Fishy is really moving the direction of this, like, savant claim to there's more than one outsider, because cerebral neighbor or whatever implicates her. Like, it she's the
Well, if
person
Fishback was really Sarah Novus, then it would have to be, and Sam was too, then it would have to be one of the other, like one of them would have to be either the one or
But
know.
the savant's information, it says like the Sarah Nova's neighbor happened, but I don't think it would apply for night 1, right? It would only apply for that night.
It was the second night. Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
Right, where Sam was Sarah Novus.
Hmm.
So it's either Fishback or Fishy if we're using
That's
his
true,
information.
but I got no minion on both of them. So my information
But also,
seems to contradict that.
if Mora is dead, is there a demon that lives on? Like, if we kill Mora, we've killed Mora, right? Like, is there? They wouldn't be a demon if
If
they
Mora
don't
was
live on.
the demon,
Because you're saying, well, we know Mara's not a minion, but they could still
right.
be the demon. Like that whole group could still be the demon. But would Mara still be a
I think
demon?
I don't think Mara can still be the demon. I think the only way that works is if
Yeah.
Mara was the Fangu, but then no, because even then we executed Mora. So
Yeah. Have you heard anything from Uday? What is Uday's
I
deal?
haven't.
What
I tried to talk to him in the first meeting,
Yeah,
first day, and he didn't
that's
accept
a
my
person I
request.
feel completely clueless on, TBH, and I feel like could be skirting under the radar quite easily.
Could just be him.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna let you
All right.
go. We can. Else.
There he is. There he is.
I always have a million invites when I'm talking to somebody, and then when I finish,
I know. I'm trying to get in with Steven, and it's like, please. Oh, Steven.
I think Dwight is about to just call us in.
hello. Just what's up? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. Some of the people out there know my role and they know I'm good. So
Okay, sounds good.
Dwight just sneezed right into his microphone. While he was still in the room with me.
Not his face.
Okay. Sorry.
Fishback.
Kristen.
Ain't alive. Put on the block. Feel free to discuss if you want.
Can we get a recount real quick on the Taran Scally info from last night?
Yeah, the town crier info would be useful.
I got a yes.
And do you know who nominated Scally?
No, I did not keep track because
Oh,
everyone
interesting.
has not really spoken to me, so I've kind of just been like, all right, if we lose, that's their fault, not mine.
Okay. Well, it was John, Mora, Fishback, Fishy, all nominated. I got a no. None of them are minions.
John.
Did I nominate? I don't think I nominated that last.
Did you not nominate?
I don't have Fishback.
Oh wow! So suddenly the information is
Yeah.
wrong. That's crazy.
And you got a no, which that is interesting.
Wait, did Fishback
Yeah,
really
that
not
is
nominate?
interesting.
Okay, that actually opens up some worlds.
John Moore.
That was very sus. I have to say.
No.
But also Steven wouldn't if I'm Steven and I nominated and I was getting Town Crier node on nominating, I don't tell everybody, by the way, I didn't actually nominate. So I would just say that we'll just skip first.
I was gonna ask who Fishback nominated.
All right. I'm just gonna say it. I have a problem here, which is that my info on the second night does not seem to be correct. And there's only a couple of ways that can happen. And I did believe that my info was correct night 1. So it is possible that Kristen is a Vig killed minion. Kirsten, so sorry, girl.
For the record, it's Kirsten.
It's Kirsten and Kirsten are both acceptable. They're spelled the same, and Kirsten's probably correct, and my parents were wrong.
Fishy, I have an outsider claim that I trust, so I think Vid killed minion is unlikely. I could be wrong. It could be a lie, obviously. But.
Well, then you're the Nodashi. Like I just
argue
how
against
is
that
my
world.
is my info wrong?
Is it? Couldn't it be a well? Okay, so
what's your wrong info? Wait, Fishy, what's your wrong info? I think that's the best thing. Is like right
Yeah,
now.
I mean, whatever. I am the philosopher. I went dreamer. Night 2, I dreamt Mora as either the barber or the Fangu. If
Right, can't
Mora
be the
was the
Fangu.
barber, I don't know why they wouldn't say it at this point. If there were I guess. Oh wait, they
Well,
could have
Fangu because of the
actually been
twins.
the
We still have the
Fangu,
twins.
and the game is continuing because of the twins.
Well, but do we need to
I'm the
have
flower
had a
girl.
second outsider though? If there's a Fangu, there has to be a second outsider. I think at this point, like if you are an outside? I don't know. Jesus, is it worth?
Yeah. Wait, it
claiming?
might be correct, and we're still going because of the twin situation.
But if it's a Fangu
Oh.
and
Because no
there
one
have
died
to be
last night.
2 outsiders.
I didn't even register that no one died last night.
Oh, of course, of course, we killed the demon.
Wait, nobody died last night.
On the flower hill.
Wait.
So okay, empath in your seat would get a 0. So for the savant info,
Yep. So the savant information is the demon chose a dead player to die, which could be false because the demon died last night. Meaning the true information is the empath in your seat would get a 0 because I am not the savant. That information is true. The empath in your seat gets you a 0, so nobody is a.
Okay, so let's say the Ceranos did not make mad one of their outsiders. That would mean the outsider number has been. Wait, is there a second outsider? We need a second.
Here's the only thing, John K. I think right now you are the only person under a little bit of fire. / it's interesting. Some of I've heard kind of a lack of information, and I think there's some suspicion on you. And so,
Manny, are you the savant?
no, I'm not.
Is it you, Day?
I don't want to out people.
I mean, at this point, some of this information is really important to know who it's coming from.
I'm the savant.
And if the demon's dead, what's the difference?
Okay, interesting.
Well,
but a lot of players
The
already know.
savant information is specifically saying that the demon is not dead.
Well, no. Well, one of the pieces of
one of
information.
them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, now that it's not coming from Danny, it's different.
I like the
That's why it was
second part. What was the second part of that savant info? I didn't hear it.
Empath in your seat would get a 0. Which
And when
would-
did that come? Like, what did that come after or before the night
After
events?
Mora was dead.
After the night.
Okay.
John, it's helpful. John's information, if he's actually the role that he claimed at the beginning of the game, is actually helpful to discerning some of this stuff.
Yeah,
that's
0, 0, 0. Actually, last night I got and not a 0.
Fishy, who did you get last night?
Good to know.
I did John K and I got Math or Sarah Novus. Nobody. Yeah.
But so then, if it is a Fangu game, who is the other outsider? We have one outsider. Who's the other outsider?
Wait, y'all, John said he got 0s. If he actually is the mathematician, that means everybody's abilities worked every single round correctly.
Yeah.
Jenny, you're the only blank on my Grim.
I think it's safe to assume that Danny might.
I'm the sage. I'll just name it. I like.
Kirsten could have been Mora. Could have been a starting barber, and Kirsten could have jumped to Mora.
Nope.
No, I'm the Oracle.
Did you tell anybody you were Oracle before? I mean, at any point?
I didn't specifically claim it, but I said that I was an information gathering role who hadn't yet gotten any information because I wasn't sure how much to share. And now I obviously wish I shared more because I just died immediately and was useless anyway.
Did you find anything out that night?
Am I hearing any
No,
nominations
'cause I
today,
died.
by the way? I will end the day soon.
I nominate Fishy.
Danny nominates.
Okay, I'm a little suspicious there because
so John K, if he
she
is the
didn't seem to
mathematician,
know
and
she
Fishy
was
claimed
dead.
that she used the power.
Like, she didn't
John
seem to
K has
expect
gotten
information she
0s
never
every
got.
single day, meaning nobody's thing worked abnormally.
No, Fishy rescinded that. She said that if Mora was the demon.
But I will say the Ceranovus, one of our informations is that Sam's neighbors potentially was the Ceranovus. I don't think it's you, Fishback, so I think it's Fishy who is claiming this role, and Fishy is actually Ceranovus.
But just to be clear, like the info is Ceranovus made mad one of their neighbors, so Naomi could still be the Ceranovus.
Okay, this accusation.
But it was for night 2, not night 1.
Yep.
Fishy, your defense.
My defense is that I think that with all the information on the board, the world that makes the most sense right now, Mora was the starting barber. That's why I saw them as the barber, because Dwight assumed they'd continue to claim that. Kirsten was a Fangu who jumped to Mora. Naomi would then be the other outsider. That puts the outsider count correct. It means my info is correct. It means John K's info is correct. That's the world I'm in right now. However, the world in which that's not the correct world, I'm getting bad info. So if you want to go to sleep
that
and
might
see if
track.
anyone dies tonight, this is fine.
That would mean that Kirsten was the original
Is there any valid reason that a demon would want to kill a dead player?
Yes, to make us think that we got the
then
Fangu,
Mora became the Fangu. And everyone's like, why is Mora lying about their role? Because they weren't originally the Fangu. Then we
So
kill Mora,
again,
nobody
if
dies.
my world is correct,
There's no more
we will
Fangu.
go to sleep and nobody will die,
It's
and it'll
just
be fine, and we
Scally.
can figure out the evil tween thing together. So
Okay. Anything else for I run this vote for Fishy?
Should we kill somebody though, just in case it's a Vortox game?
Yeah, but we can always
I'm
kill a dead
happy to kill
body.
you, Danny.
I'm this. No,
I like
thank you.
fishback. I like fishbacks.
Okay, I'm gonna run this vote. It takes 4.
Is Kirsten using her
Dead
dead
vote?
vote there?
Dead vote?
I haven't got to vote all day. I just want to vote.
Okay, I'm
Let me
definitely
live.
starting to believe Fishy's theory, actually.
I don't.
But then who
I'm
got
just
swapped?
world.
Who got barber swapped?
Do we take out
Okay.
Scally
Yeah,
then?
you're not. Someone just nominate if you want to.
I'm gonna nominate Danny.
Tell me why.
I don't trust him. He tried to push on one of the evil twin players right away, which is suspicious to me. He has talked about going on the evil twin multiple times, and he outed himself as Sage. So at the worst case, he's a Sage who's never going to die in the night.
Danny, your defense.
Okay, 2 things.
I will
One,
not
I was right about the evil twin. Scally has clearly the evil twin, and we're in a world right now where we should take out one of the evil twins. And so for me, I'm
Yeah.
like, why should we not just be voting for Scally right here? The other thing is there are multiple people in here who can confirm that I am good. I have all the information from the blue team, and different people should have died at night if I
Where did
actually
the
am
votes land
bad.
on there? I don't
Because
even.
the kills that have happened with the information I had would not have
They were on,
gone the way that
were they
they've
on
gone.
Fishy?
Right. Anything else, Brendan, if I run this
Okay,
vote
yeah,
for
she's
Danny?
hidden behind the hand.
4 to tie, 5 to 2. Danny's and Fishy running it.
I will not let it tie. I will drop my hand if it's going to tie, but I do think this is a better execution.
Three's not enough. Steven?
I think we are at the point where we're not going to get any more information that clarifies whether it's a Vortox game or not. So either it's a Vortox game and Taran is the evil twin,
Steven,
or
I'm
it's
gonna
not.
ask, is this nomination or not?
This is a nomination, but I'm making the. Sorry. Okay. I'll nominate Scally. This is a nomination for Scally.
Okay.
So like I said, like if it is, so my juggler info, assuming it was not poisoned by a Nodashi sitting next to me, which is obviously, questionable. If Naomi's a Nodashi, it's poisoned info. My juggler info was that I juggled myself as artist and Taran as the evil twin. I got 0. So if we're debating between Vortox and then that info was wrong versus Fangu, we might as well kill Scally. And I don't know if we will get any further information to clarify this unless we kill Naomi and she dies.
Steven,
Scally, your defense.
I feel like everyone didn't trust me immediately and then barely talked to me, so I'm fine with good losing because of that.
Steven, I would say let's consider that the information that can point to what I think Fishy is the Cerenovus. I think Taran pushing the idea that clearing John, Mora, and Fishy all in one go. We have reason to believe that Mora is already the potential demon. Also included Fishy in that thing.
Well, they were just the ones that happened to nominate.
Hey, what? Sorry, what did you say, Sam?
Right. Well, Taran, John, Mora, and Fishy are the ones that happen to nominate, right? But Taran is clearing them with his alleged
As minions, not
crier
demons.
right, as minions. But I think Fishy is the Cerenovus.
Yep.
And you originally included Steven in your clear. And we have every reason to believe that one of them is the Cerenovus. And so if you are giving bad town crier information that can be disproved by the Cerenovus stuff, that would point to you being the evil twin.
Right. Anything else, Brendan, if I run this vote for
If anybody is
Scally?
Cerenovus mad right now,
Is Sam
it
bad?
would be super helpful to break it because I think Sam was a Cerenovus. Fishback was Cerenovus day 1. That's why the Sarah made someone mad next to them. Sam claimed Sarah mad
I think
day
Fishy's
2.
cooking right now. I think that might be the truth.
You too. Is this about Scally's execution? Sounds like it's not. So I'm going to run this vote.
I mean,
Running it.
Is anybody else voting for this?
Good's going to lose. Good's going to lose.
Scally's not going to actually vote for this.
No, Scally's not going to vote for
you're
it.
not.
Oh no,
Why
I'm
not?
actually voting.
We should.
I don't want it to tie. I'm not. Let me die.
3 votes is not enough. And
I was always voting
nominations
for
right
it.
in the day.
I don't mind losing.
With that,
Somebody
Fishy.
nominate Taran then.
Well, no.
No,
Nice.
absolutely
Why?
not.
Well, then why didn't you just vote me out if it's so
Good
scary
night.
for Karen?
That makes no
Y'all,
sense.
why are we
Why are we
not
not
voting out
nominating-
Scally? Wait, Naomi and Uday and John, like,
So-
why did y'all not want to vote out Scally?
Because what if Scally is? What if we still have a demon alive?
I thought there was a risk of it getting tied.
Does
if
that
I
matter?
also put,
If
Yes,
I'm
it
so
does.
obviously evil, does it matter that the demon's
I'm
alive?
not sold that you're evil.
Okay. I don't want to get stuck
Yeah, I want to give
on
some
Fishy's
credibility
theory.
to Sam and then assess it from there. But Danny, I think we really need to talk. Actually,
Okay, let's do it.
Oh, well, I'm gonna get information too. Oh, crap.
how I saw it is
nominated?
that
Damn it.
I think Sam had no way of knowing that Dwight had given me that info that
Fishback did
Serenovus
nominate
has
this
made
time.
their neighbor mad. So I don't know why he would lie about being mad about his vote. It made sense to me that one of his neighbors is
Fishy
Serenovus.
nominated.
Every time Danny types, I just want to say, like, I'm not reading all that. Sorry that happened. Or happy
No.
for you.
It's very funny.
It's really not even that much text, I'm telling you.
I believe you. I believe you 100%.
I think.
But it can't be a Fangu game where also Sam is the Ceranovus.
Here's the thing. I think both pieces of night one information, the Savant night one information.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at too. Oh no.
But here's the thing, Fishback. If you believe that me, you, and Sam are all good, right?
I don't necessarily believe Sam is good.
Right. Then the first one, you can't believe Naomi or Kirsten, right? Well, that's why I was asking if it says 3,
Oh.
Does it mean 3, just 3? Or the line could be longer?
3 town, right.
It's probably 3.
Exactly 3, right?
That's
that
what
would
I
well,
assumed.
yeah. Well, then who are the 3, right? And town is not outsiders, right? Is town outsiders? Does town include
Town
outsiders?
does not include outsiders.
No.
It's not outsiders. That's
So I feel like, right, that information.
So we have town crier, mathematician, and savant seated next to each other.
I like what you're saying.
If you believe, yeah.
But then Danny's also there as a sage.
I mean, I do not believe that Danny is good.
I have my suspicions.
I mean, there are worlds in
you
which
would
you're
be
good,
wrong.
Sally. I'm not totally willing to close.
No, I know.
Hello.
What do you want?
In terms of an answer?
Hmm?
Did I request you?
You're muted. I can't hear you.
Oh. Sorry.
Can you hear something? Okay. I'll tell you no.
Okay.
Thank you.
That Sam just was sort of
That was very
perpetuating
confusing.
the Ceranovus thing by
That is
pretending
what
that he was mad.
I believe, and then the second piece of information of the Savant information seems intentionally designed to make us trust Sam, right?
But then the outsider number, then it's not a Fangu game, and Moore was not the barber who died. So like, then explain that. Like that's then both of those things are true, which is not possible.
Well, then it's not a Fangu game in that world. Then I am getting bad information, and Kirsten is a Vig killed minion.
It's also possible that Uday is just not the savant.
That is also true.
No, I'm Savant.
Yeah.
I told this to 4 or 5 players in the first round itself with some hints that I think they could guess it.
Well, I mean,
There's
just because you
also
told a lot of
world-
people.
The other possibility, and I'm just gonna name this, is that it could be Taran and Fishback, with
Yes.
Fishback potentially being the Nodashi, poisoning neighbors, giving incorrect information the entire time, and it does work out with all of the things.
In that world, are you thinking that Sam is also evil?
No, he would have been poisoned round
So
one.
then neither Naomi nor Sam has had any information. So that
Naomi is not a townsfolk, so if you were the Nodashi, you would not be poisoning Naomi. You would be poisoning Mora and me. And Sam would still have to be evil in that world for me.
But wouldn't the poison show up with John K's info? Like,
but also, Mora claimed that they got a yes on the demon voting when Fishback did vote.
But
but poisoned info doesn't always have to be wrong. Like when everybody except 2 people votes, odds are you're going to get a yes.
I'm a
in
little
the
sus of the
world
fact that
where it's Fishback and Taran, I
I'm
think
just
John K has to be
giving
the third.
out another possibility.
I think next night we need to go everybody masks off, right? We need to do a real roll call.
I think so. Other than Danny, John K also knew that I was Savan. When Danny was revealing my information, we exchanged some messages and he kind of guessed it. So also on the night first day, I talked to Scally and I kind of hinted to him that I had a day role.
I mean, it could be a Vortex world too. I mean, it could be.
Well, if you got Juggler Cernovus from me night one, it is not a Vortox world.
Well, in that world, you're the Vortox Fishback.
Well, you couldn't then. No, because you would not get Vortox from me if I was the Vortox.
Right, and I didn't get Vortox for you.
Oh, I'm sorry. So what did you get? You told me you got Juggler. Oh, Cernovus. Right. Juggler Cernovus. I was acting as though I was representing artist. So you'd have to know that I was like both pretending to be Seromad, that I was the artist, and was actually the juggler.
You could have given me a demon bluff, and when I told you I didn't believe that one, you backed into a different one.
Good morning, everybody. No one died tonight.
Okay, I mean, like, let's go masks off because nobody's dying. I think Danny, Naomi, it's time for you guys to clear this mess up.
Yeah, I'm the sage. I'm not an outsider. I was trying to be really sneaky and cool and not reveal my role so that I would get killed, and it didn't work. So, that's the tea.
And I am your actual outsider. I am your sweetheart, meaning my whole goal was never to die because it would make one of you drunk. And so we swapped roles day one immediately, and I've been trying to get Naomi killed at night by the demon.
So Mora is the demon, and the question is,
no.
Yeah.
Uday,
no, who said no?
Can you go get your Savant info?
Who's I? I'm sorry.
I'm just doing that.
Mora.
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Reasonable.
Taran, did you get a no?
I got another no. Yeah.
And nobody's pretending to be Vortox. Nobody's Seromad, right? Since
Who nominated Taran?
Scally, did you get a
It
yes
was
or no?
this time it
I
was
got another
Fishback.
yes.
And it was Fishy, and it was Danny.
This is no more lies.
I didn't keep track. I've been trying to say
Wait,
the
I
same
want to hear what
thing.
Taran said. Fishback, Fishy, and who?
Danny.
Taran, you got a what?
I got a no.
Okay.
There's also a world where the demon is just sinking kills to force the twin issue.
It is
'Cause
possible.
I have done that
Uday,
before.
I would love to hear what you have to say.
So Dwight told me either Taran is the evil twin or Scally is the evil twin.
You bitch.
Does that mean it's
Go
not
to
Vortox?
hell.
Oh, but that's
More
actually
classic Dwight than that.
That is good info.
Oh, that
because we know
confirms it's
they're
not Vortox.
both bad.
Was anybody Saramad
Vortox?
yesterday?
Yeah, was anyone Seromad yesterday?
Sam?
Okay, so I think we can say
I was
Sam
mad
was
though, it wasn't
Seromad.
No, I think Sam was
Cernovus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why can't you say that?
Who is the second? If Taran is the good twin,
Why can't it be?
But if Sam was the Cernovus and
Sam,
he made me
Scally,
mad,
and
then
Mora.
the outsider number did not increase, which means it can't be a Fangu game.
And I potentially
Correct.
was the only outsider, unless it was Mara as well as Barber. So, but I think in all worlds, the demon is dead, and it's one of Scally and Taran, and we just need to vote one of them out. And I think we should vote out Scally.
So if it's not Fangu, how am I the demon?
Yeah, that makes me nervous.
Wait, could you not have been the starting demon?
I think it is Fangu.
I was dreamed as either the Fangu or the Barber.
Well,
So if
you
it's
could
not-
be the Vortox in that world.
I don't think
No, I
I
don't-
would be shown as a demon if I were the Vortox.
Isn't it
Or
definitely not a Vortox because of the information given to Uday last night?
The savant information.
oh, that's a really good point. It's definitely not a Vortox game. Well, that means you're the evil twin,
The savant information.
unless if we believe Uday.
Well, I don't believe you.
I have
Okay.
not played this enough to pull off this bigger bluff with so much information.
Fishy?
The way that the savant information is worded on day 2 is very interesting to me because the outsider number has changed or increased.
Oh, good call.
It's like a weird way to word it. A lot of times people say the
Changed.
outsider count has been modified. That means that it was changed before the game started. So to say has changed or increased makes me think
Wow, good
specifically
call.
Wait,
worded it that way.
Uday has information. Uday couldn't remember this. He said it was rather changed or increased, and he couldn't remember what Dwight actually told him.
But either way, changed or increased makes me think that that's worded in a way to mean that it happened during the game versus before the game.
That was my original
don't
interpretation of that.
That's what I got
I
as well
don't
when
believe-
Dwight first told me that it meant it changed during the game. I don't remember the exact phrases.
That's
but
great.
That's
So
what I did.
that's so smart. That's so smart, Fishy. Great.
So that implies
It just makes me nervous because in
theory
the
that-
world where it's not a Fangu, it has to be Fishback and Taran together.
Well, I'm not, so then it has to.
But doesn't it have to be a Fangu if that but okay, there were 2 different ones.
It could be a Nodashi.
I messaged Danny last night. I said, if you're evil, good game, because this is not at all that I had gotten yeses, which were consistent with Fishback being a minion as well, protecting Taran. I do think that the demon is dead, but I think that they are the 2 minions.
Sammy has up.
Sam, what's on your mind?
Sally, what'd you get yesterday?
Why are we ruling out the idea that Fishy could still be the Saranovus and Fishy and an evil player that was Saranovus is not coming forward as Saranovus to protect a Saranovus?
So Fishy didn't make anyone Saranovus mad the night that after you died, the day
They
after you
could
died?
have, and that person is just not saying anything.
If I was a Saranovus, I would 1000% be voting with the town on one of the evil twin pairs.
And I've been on. What do you mean? On one of the evil twins? You've been pushing on the evil twin.
No, I've been not pushing on the evil twins.
You've been going to bat for Taran and pushing on Scally.
Have I? I just told Taran in the world where it's where we're not still
Well,
going.
now you're considering that, but
John,
I mean,
what'd you get?
Taran vouched for you blindly.
I think it's the whole thing, right?
And I was on Mora. Before.
I think it's Kirsten
Mora died.
Fangu into Mora,
whispered that to
Sam is
Fishback, and there's only
Saranovus,
2
Scally is
people
evil
that
twin.
I told early in day 1 that I was going to.
That accounts for everything,
that I was
right?
bluffing as seamstress, Fishback and Fishy, because I claimed.
And that's
to have
why
seamstressed the 2
Sam
of
was
you.
so sketchy in the
it
first
would have made
day.
a lot of sense. I told both of you that I was going to be the seamstress, and that I seamstressed the 2 of you, and then Fishback out of that information as you 2 being on the same side. So one of you 2 would have made a lot of sense, and I'm inclined to trust Fishback more. Would have known that I was claiming seamstress instead of artist, and known to Saranovus me into a seamstress.
Hey Dwight, what are the one-time use roles in the game?
Pardon?
What are the
Philosopher,
what?
seamstress, artist.
Yeah, I want Dwight's perspective on it.
Yeah, philo, artist, seamstress.
And so not sage. That's not a one-time use role.
That's not how I. No, I don't.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Okay. All right.
Not
then
artist?
I said artist.
Oh, you said artist. Okay.
Philo,
right.
the ones that say they only say once per game. So, philo, seamstress, artist.
But I don't see a world where it's not Scally then.
You good,
Hello.
Taran?
I am good. So my theory, I think. This is I'm saying it to you, and it was your theory, so this could come off as pandering. But I think that Kirsten was the original Fangu, hid into Mora, who became the Fangu. I think Sam is Saranovus. I think Scally is evil twin. I think those are the evils.
Yeah, that is the most possible world. But there is a fringe world. And this is my issue, is that I overthink.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell me. I haven't thought enough about the world where I'm bad, so I would love to know where that works.
I mean, in the world where you're bad, you're being cleared by Fishback, right?
Am I?
And yes, because
Just
Fishback is a
he said he.
juggler who juggled only you and himself incorrectly and got a 0.
Oh, okay.
So he is saying that you are the good twin and has been saying it since the beginning of the game.
Yeah. That's interesting. I didn't actually know that he did that.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
Okay.
I just believe Fish. I believe Fishy is trying to solve. I believe Scally is the evil twin. I could be wrong. I think you are the Serenovus.
Okay. Taran.
Sam.
I'm not happy with. I am not happy with you. I'm not
With
happy
me?
with you.
Hey, you lie to me?
marinated
You lie to me and you're not happy with me?
You marinated me since day one, Taran. I feel targeted, Taran.
All right.
Hello. 7 of you alive. What's on the block? Feel free.
Hey, let's just go for another day of Savant info. Let's kill nobody. Let's kill a dead body and get one more day of Savant info.
I mean,
I'm gonna nominate Scally. I
Why?
think the fun of this right here is the game ends right here, or it doesn't. And I think we've been talking in circles. There's no more information that we're going to get, so might as well end the game. And
yeah, even if we lose,
it's fun. Even if we lose, good game, Taran.
Even if we lose, we can play another game and not be in this game anymore.
Scally, your defense.
Good game, Taran and Steven.
It's not Steven. It's Mora Fishy Taran. It has
Well, if I'm
been the whole
wrong.
time.
No, it's
Mora's
either you.
Mora's a Vortox. Taran is the evil twin. Fishy's the Serenovus.
Sam, if you want to vote with us, you can. You can use your dead vote if you want to.
I mean, if all of you vote, I'd happily jump on Danny. but
join us in all losing together, or you want to be in the majority, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have to do Valhalla together. It's been awesome.
Great. I'm gonna run this vote. It takes 4 to vote on the block. Running it.
Just in case some of you want to pull it down and we can win.
The only thing that strikes me about Taran is him getting wrong that I nominated. That's a very weird mistake.
Yeah. To be fair, I had about 4 tokens on you at that point between seamstress, nominated, like the 2 different roles you had claimed at one point.
We're not going to beat 8.
Well, you theoretically could, but I think it's unlikely. So with that, I'll go and push the execution of Scally, who does die.
Oh no!
The game does end.
Oh my god!
As
not
you killed one of the twins.
fantastic. Oh no!
what a nightmare!
Good team has won.
Yes.
Sorry,
all right. So this game started with where. Okay, first of all, Fishy, your philosopher who went Dreamer, decided to pick people at like the best possible times for the good team. So thanks for that. Picked Steven, your juggler, on the first night when Steven was made Serenovus mad by Sam, your Serenovus. So on the first night, I had to show Fishy the truth about Steven's role. And then on the second night, Fishy happened to pick Mara, the starting barber who got turned into Fangu by Kirsten, your starting Fangu. And it was like I took a gamble between do I give Mara's role, or do I give the one last demon bluff? I'm not sure which one they're gonna go. I gambled on the outsider. Wrong gamble. Scally was your evil twin who saw Taran, the town crier. One thing I will say though, just for reference, don't message before day 1, please. Just that is a thing. Just don't do that. Danny B was your sweetheart. John K was your mathematician. You got zeros all game. Uday was your savant, who I did give useless savant info to on the last day because y'all are not getting anything helpful after the demon's dead. Hell no. And Naomi is your sage, who did not die.
Dwight, it was super useful because as Scally, the evil twin, clarified, it eliminated the
Let's think of the 17th.
Yeah, but let's be real. At that point, it was kind of like socially. It was cooked.
The game was cooked.
Have any of you ever read A Series of Unfortunate Events?
Yeah. Like I was trying to figure out what I could do to like. I spent the night being like, how can I use Savant to frame Taran? Because if they're gonna keep Savant alive, I will frame Taran with this. And then instantly, you guys out the sweetheart. I'm like, well, there goes my answer for the day. So I'm okay. Because I was gonna use the outsider stuff to frame Taran somehow. Because yeah, if you're gonna stall the game, I will continuously help the evil team with Savant. Absolutely.
That's reasonable.
Hey, I tried to kill him every round.
Scally. Yeah.
No, just to say that I was going to self-nominate like 3 nights ago. I was like, because it's immediate. It was so clear that everyone immediately dismissed that I could be good. So I was like, in a large percentage, not every single person, but in a very large percentage, it was like I started talking and everyone left the room, and then I would go into rooms and everyone would be like, "No, I actually don't trust anything, so I'm not going to share any information." While
Yeah,
you're here.
Scally,
Like, okay,
it happened so fast that I was like, "Oh no, this is bad for me in future games. I don't want people to trust me so much."
So it was just like it was very, very clear, and that's where I was like, okay. And no, I don't have any negative feelings at all. Like it's a game. But then I was like, I'm messaging Kirsten. I called Dwight, and I was like, I'm gonna self-nominate. But then me and Kirsten were like, but Sam's like really cooking. Maybe we should just let this happen for a little bit. Because if not for Sam, I was like, I'm ending the game 3 days ago.
I needed one of my evil teammates to say they got Sarah Novus to give any credibility to
I
me.
debated it at one point early,
No, but
it
I
was
had
just
the
like, if I do it,
team.
makes it worse.
So if any of them did it,
I
it was.
That's
I
true.
was like, I was like, should I be saying that I am or should I not? And then I like debated it too long. Where if I had then said it, it would have been so sus.
I was gonna do it the night after you died, but I was like, if I do it, there's so much sus on me, it immediately looks worse.
It would be a
It's
very
also a
funny
hard
thing to do
sell.
to Sarah Novus, one of the twins, right?
Yeah, it's a hard sell because like Sarah Novus a twin is like a gamble because oftentimes you won't do that at all. But because it looks like you're backing up a dead Sarah Novus. But also on the flip side, you could do that and it makes it look like a bluff as well. So it's viable.
Mara, what do you? I'm curious what you have to say.
Yeah. So first, I've never been Fangu Jump 2 before, so that was an experience. Second, I went to Kirsten immediately after we woke up on day 2, and I asked who the team was, and I found out it's Sam and Scally, and I'm like, oh, so we're fucked.
No, but it passing to you best case scenario. Like give it to a competent player. Like thank God.
Bold of you to assume I'm competent after I got executed immediately.
Hey,
No.
Compared to me?
If you didn't get Dreamer picked that day, genuinely, like it's fine.
Yeah.
Then I find out your townsfolk bluff, and then you're set for the rest of the game at that point.
Yeah, I didn't want to keep with Barber because people would start building worlds where I was Fangu Gum too, especially since I was dreamed as the Fangu also.
Because to me, you had been like, oh, one of your options was juggler, and then you juggled specifically that I was the evil twin. And I was like, Kirsten, the game is over. Like, it is over.
I was trying to get jump 2. I was purposely bluffing juggler to get jump 2.
I think Sam just got unlucky too because he didn't know the role, so claiming seamstress, he didn't know it was a once per game ability.
From what I read in chat, Sam, were you saying you would use it already, or were you saying you were going to use it? I'm not sure if I read that.
Well, I was. Which one?
See, I thought you said earlier. You said you were thinking about using it.
I said I had used seamstress and I was thinking about using artist, but I was saying I used seamstress under Sarah Novus.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Gotcha. Night one, I was like, oh, he's fine. He's gonna say use it later. I was like, wait, no. He said okay. Yeah, I read it incorrectly at first.
Also, I gotta head out. This was a blast, White. Thank you so much for hosting. Nice to meet all of y'all.
Bye.
Good luck.
Having to work with Fishback the whole game.
No, look at this. It was beautiful. We finally healed our rift. The Fish Alliance
we
is alive.
didn't make an alliance, and then we were forced
I
to
made
work
an alliance.
together all game.
Stephen, very impressive because the entire game I was trying to prey on the distrust that you expressed the fishing pre-game, and I was just trying to do whatever I could to make, and did not work at all.
Fish Alliance is there.
I could run a quick TB if people want to, or I can just go with y'all.
I'm hanging.
I'm good with whatever.
I can do a quick TB if folks are down.
Now, do I know what that means? No, but I'll be here. You know?
Hold on. I lied. TB plus Marionette. Because that's.
I hate it.
Oh, I'm out now. I'm out. I can't do that. I'm sorry.
You're staying. You can't leave.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun. It makes it more fun.
I'm also shuffling where you're sitting, so behold.
Trouble brewing. Okay, I'm locked in now.
I don't want to be Terrence. I don't want to be Terrence Marionette.
You can be mine. It's fine.
That was really fun. I've never been the juggler before. I can't believe I got like a useful juggle.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
When we play sometimes on Thursdays with an Evan Donahoe who works for Pandemonium came by, and he was juggler, and correctly I got a juggle 4 of like yes, all 4 were correct, which was
Yeah.
Oh, that game on oh Jesus, that was.
Speaking of teams being cooked. Yeah.
That game ended up going well for the people who were confirmed.
Part of that juggle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Fishback, can you tell me what was Fishy? She's not here. What was Fishy saying about Fishy? You're here. What were you saying about me? Why was I suspicious? Because I was like, I can't fight these accusations. I don't know what they are.
It wasn't that you were necessarily suspicious. It was that I had dreamed Mora as either the barber or the Fangu, and Mora was like being called out for having not been any of the roles that they claimed. And they were like, yeah, I lied. So it was believable to me that Mora was the barber, and that's why they were acting that way. And in that case, I would rather go for the other outsider claim rather than go for someone who might be a barber so early in the game.
But do you think that killing a sweetheart is better than killing a barber?
Yes.
I forget what the barber does, and I can't look now.
I would like it on record. I lie as town too. Like it's not only when I'm an outsider. I'm just a liar.
Yeah, we're in the non-liar lobby.
That's why I was so disappointed when I was an evil twin, because I was like, I really wanted to lie about my role. I can't.
I mean, what was I gonna do? Say I'm the barber and then get Fangu jumped to and then anyway?
If you had claimed the barber once you died, I would have believed that you were still the barber, and I probably would have gone after
No, you wouldn't, because nobody was dying.
Well, I didn't actually catch that right away. It wasn't
Okay.
until John K was like, "Why did nobody
I'm not
die?"
sure if
I
I've
was
ever
like,
been the
"Wait,
Slayer.
nobody died? Oh, we're in an evil twin."
Yeah, John K said that, and I was like, "Okay, bye."
Yeah, I was like explaining what happened.
I was so
I think I just go with
confused
my
about why
classic
you were
soldier bluff.
claiming to not be the barber or the Fangu that I was not even thinking about anything else.
Because
Classic
I didn't want
soldier
people
mayor.
to think I was the Fangu.
Everyone sees some kind of token, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes,
Good night.
sir.
I get not claiming Fangu, but
Right, but if I claim barber,
I forgot about the
Soldier
twin situation. I
mayor.
was like, if Mora was the Fangu, the game would be over. If Mora is the barber, why are they not saying it?
I feel like it was better for me to try and sell that it was.
I feel like Ravenkeeper's not believable at
and you were
all.
poisoned or getting bad info. Than
Yeah.
If I go soldier mayor.
Yeah. I get it.
Which I mean, kind of worked for a little bit. Like you were starting to build no dashy worlds and stuff like that. So
I mean, I
Man,
would have
but
been
the
happy
problem is
to
that,
rule
like,
out Fishback, but if
all
the
the
game
other
didn't
rules
end
have
there,
reasons
then
to
I
kill
would have
them,
gone
either
for
by
Scally
good people or
next
bad
day.
people.
I could only build a world where it was
If I say I'm
exactly the
chef,
team it was.
not only am I giving
or
bad
where,
info,
like Taran and Fishback were
but
evil
I'm
together
also
with John K, and then Fishback had to be the demon in that world.
soldier mayor slayer.
Juggler
Yeah.
is a bad choice, right? Because you're sort of. I guess there's a lot of misinfo, but it's sort of like one and done, easy to kill the next day.
I mean, not necessarily.
Yeah.
I mean,
My only option, my only thing is I didn't want to give the option for somebody to
group,
be worried about me. But I think
like,
you're right that those are a pretty common
you
3.
can't say that you can never pick like one and done roles as the demon, because then anyone claiming a one and done role is never the demon.
All right, and then the demon will always pick.
Yeah.
A good twin. I mean, ideally, I don't give any roles at all.
It is interesting playing with a different group of people.
It's very very different lobbies.
Because like also
I've never felt so attacked for lying.
You lied in Clocktower, monster.
I've never felt so not immediately suspicious.
Think about my slayer weapon.
Like there's a chance I might die right away here. That's wild.
That was super sus how randomly you just say, oh yeah, by the way, I know your role too. After we talked for 3 minutes.
I told you I was so focused on the Mara thing.
I mean, they tried to kill me right away, for what it's worth. I mean, that's pretty rare for me also.
Yeah, like Mora being the first person attacked. Crazy.
Well, I mean, I was doing a very obvious juggler bluff that was going to clear up who the evil twin was.
True. But so was Fishbacks.
Yeah.
Can I also say now that when I was pulled into the chat for the evil twin, I wasn't expect because I looked at my role and I was like, I don't wake up in the first night, and so then I got a request. I was like, what's happening here? And then he pulled me in with Scally, and they didn't say anything at first. Like it was very confusing, and then my like thing reset, and I left the chat, and I thought for sure I had been accidentally pulled into a Scally being given his role kind of situation.
Yeah.
Then they pulled me back in, and I was like, okay.
When Taran got pulled in, I was like, let's troll. And I was like, why are we here? What is going on?
You knew already.
Oh, yeah, but I was trolling
okay.
you.
Just be thankful there was no pit hag in that game.
Oh my god.
I was not thankful there was no pit hack in that.
What does the pit hag do?
They can change a role each night.
Any role?
I would have taken
Yeah.
one.
So like
It has
if
to be
I
out
was,
of play.
yeah,
So they can make outsiders.
they
or
can
turn,
make
turn like
outsiders.
useful roles into outsiders.
They can change the
Oh.
demon type. They can change the minion type. They can.
I've pit hacked myself into Evil Townsfolk before.
That's funny.
Like I've pit hacked myself into Philo.
If there were a pit hag, like they could have turned Scally out of the evil twin, but Taran wouldn't have known he was not still the good twin, and then Scally could have been like killing like
useful.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you were useful. You kept the game going.
No,
for
I know.
another 2 days.
I
Do you
tease.
get told no if you try to pit hack into a character that's in play?
Totally been I tease.
You just don't. It just doesn't happen.
Got it.
Yeah, it's weird because I am a pit hag, but not in this game.
Hey, I'm storyteller. I'm dead. What a shame. Solve the game. Okay, bye.
Oh no.
Don't sound too upset about it though.
I'll be resurrected by tomorrow. So it's fine.
Hey.
It's every time I accidentally go into a different room. Hello.
What's up?
Not much. What's up with you? You good?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Oh boy.
Are you okay?
I'm actually secretly the poisoner, so whoops.
You poison me. I believe it.
It's all right. Catch your breath.
This is really unfortunate.
Yeah, Dwight, I don't think the image of you cracking up at somebody choking is the best gift to have in the world.
Because it happens to me all the time. I'll just choke on my water, so I know the feeling so badly, and I empathize.
Yeah.
Fishback is trying to come in here.
Sure.
Fishback, we're having a very productive conversation.
Well,
I've poisoned her.
The Fish Alliance here could be. I am a first night information role.
I think Taran is the poisoner.
The poisoner?
No.
Yes, because she's choking.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you, Fishback? I'm glad this is on both Taran's stream and Dwight's stream. You just joking for like 70 seconds.
It's I'm a first night info role.
Are you gonna share your info? Or?
I will share my info. I just want to make sure I'm not the marionette first. Because I don't want to give any useful info.
If you're the marionette, you should definitely share your information.
You're not my marionette, I can tell you that.
Okay.
Now, where are we sitting?
I'm between Taran and Mora.
Anyway, you guys don't do threes. You say weird stuff, right?
Yeah, I don't usually do threes.
So what would you like to tell me about yourself, Taran?
I am not super useful, is what I will say.
I feel like Taran's doing that thing where he's trying to be a little bit suspicious. So
that's just my baseline, really.
What do you fish?
I'm also pro town. I guess.
So pro town. Yeah, I'm pro town.
That's what we're sharing.
Okay, all right, we're all pro town. Good to hear.
All right.
Super productive.
I usually like talking to people second because either somebody just gives me their role immediately and we swap roles, or I start asking about information they have from other people.
Yeah. Okay. So you are not super useful.
Not super useful, but I don't want to die.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Same.
All right.
You got info?
I don't. Do you?
And I don't. And now that's 4 people, me and you and 2 other people I've talked to that are all non-information gathering roles. Have you heard of
Interesting.
any high info roles?
So I talked to Fishy and Fishback. Fishback claimed to have information, but he did not want to share it yet.
Fishback?
Yes, Fishback.
Okay. Well, Uday's claiming recluse.
Oh, okay.
So that would be one of our 2 outsiders.
Good to know. All right.
Hello.
Hi. 9 of you talk.
I am the chef. I got a chef 0. That could obviously be drunk, poisoned, or marionette info, but do with that what you will.
Steven, nominate me real quick.
I nominate Sam.
I told
Okay.
you, Fishback.
Awesome.
Yeah. Wow.
So that pretty heavily implies that was good info, right? He could have been poisoned, maybe, but other than that,
poisoned info,
Yeah.
What was the info again, Fishback?
Chef
Chef
0.
Okay.
That was a super unproductive first day, guys. I was just like coughing the entire time.
I
Oh,
think it was
okay.
extremely productive.
Oh, well, let's whisper.
I also could be the spy, obviously.
I assume the fact that he asked me implies that I'm not his.
Play this game without threes.
But y'all lie about your threes. It's
But
like
even
Also-
a lie is information.
I never lie.
Chef implies there is no marionette, actually. Yeah, that's part of why I don't like doing the threes at all. It's because like anytime I have done them, it's always been a lie, and I always lie. So-
It's always a lie, but sometimes the lie
But
also
usually when they're lying, like you can kind of get a sense of like what they're trying to hide.
Yeah. Like if someone tells me, that they're the empath or the undertaker, and then like later they're like, oh, I was actually the raven keeper, like that makes sense to me. If they're like, I was actually the chef, I probably think they're just a minion who didn't have their bluffs yet. Though it is possible they were actually something else.
But sometimes I just like to lie for the sake of lying, so I don't get meted.
Exactly.
I'm too meta-able and it's an issue.
Townfolk shouldn't lie.
But townsfolk that might be demons someday in other games might want to lie.
Joking. He doesn't actually think that. He's pretending to be Zach Wertenberger.
Good morning, Fishy Parish.
I knew that was going to happen, and you know what? That never happens in my lobby, so this is super exciting.
I love that word, Fishy.
Why is that?
Because I'm always suspicious.
Oop.
You going to tell me what you are now?
Should I?
Yes.
Probably. Why not? I'm the Slayer.
Okay, I was the monk.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I feel like if I'm a spy, I'm usually trying to take the monk out pretty. Oh no, but then the spy
I mean, I
would
think
be
I
able to
died
see who you
because of
protected
last game.
just because of last game.
Yeah, probably. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Hello. So either I'm the spy or I'm good. So can you tell me what you are?
Yes, I'm the Slayer, and I just told Fishy I was the Slayer as well.
Okay. Do we know what Fishy is?
Fishy claimed to be monk.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, which made me think maybe there is a spy, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Also,
And then
Scally
that
said
could
I
hit-
wasn't his marionette, and he's not mine.
Chef Zero, obviously, if there was a spy, would not
Right.
that might
If
not include the
spy, and then it kind of implies there's no marionette, but with a recluse, theoretically, there still could be one.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good chat.
All right.
Yeah. Memorial claimed to be saint, so obviously that's super suspicious.
Sounds like a good person to take a shot at.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
Could register. Yo.
Hey, how's it going?
Are you sharing? Good. Are you sharing any info? Are you getting
I don't have much info myself. You were just talking to Fishy.
Yes.
Did she tell you her role?
Yes.
She also told me her role as well.
Monk, right?
Yeah.
Would be a good kill.
Yeah, that made me think. My first instinct was when I'm spy, I would probably want the monk gone, but the spy also learns who the monk protects before the kill, right? But if they're not next to each other, they
they'd
wouldn't be
have
able to communicate that.
Yeah, and we know they're not next to each other.
Right. So, and there's definitely reason to believe. Although I guess Chef Zero would still not trigger on spy, so they could be next to each other.
I'm hoping we don't have a spy.
I'm just gonna interject here for mechanic wise. On non-TB scripts, spy goes last.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Spy only goes early on Troll Brewing, specifically.
And we're on a custom. Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh, sorry.
Hello.
Quite scared me.
7 Boo. 7 alive. What's on the block? Discuss.
Who's an outsider?
That's a good question.
Let's hear it.
So I am a recluse. I already told some people.
I'm the saint.
Yeah. You're the saint. I'm the butler. It was very interesting.
Wait. So we have 3?
It's base 2.
Well,
so
this would
So I think-
either imply that someone's lying or that it is a Baron game and there's a drunk who doesn't know they're a drunk.
Yeah.
correct.
Okay. Yeah. But the drunk would not be Fishback and it would not be Sam. And there are
Why
3 people claiming outsider, so the drunk would have to be me, Taran, Scally, or John K.
That feels that feels a little unlikely in a game with 9 players that we'd have 4 outsiders and
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
That happens.
But you're telling me we have 3 players only in the entire game that have good info, and one of them is me, a virgin, one of them is Steven, a chef. Like that gives us virtually nothing to go off of.
Right.
That feels
That's
pretty
a real
far-fetched.
tough batch.
Yeah. No way Dwight would do that to us.
So at this point, at this point, like to the general public, outside of dead players and claimed outsider roles, it's just me, Scally, and John that don't have like a publicly claimed role.
The Chef Zero is very interesting too. Because
Fishy, are you publicly claiming what you are? Sorry.
I was the monk.
Okay.
Wait, the chef would trigger on the recluse, right?
It could. It does not have to.
Doesn't have to.
And same with spy. If there's a spy, it wouldn't necessarily trigger on the spy.
Yeah, it could, but does not have to.
So I mean, like,
Chef Zero does feel strange.
Should I just do a thing? I might be drunk anyway, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna Slayer shot Mora.
Taran claimed Slayer. What's your weapon of choice?
Matt Cawthon's Ashandari from Wheel of Time.
You fail.
Okay.
Why did you choose Mora?
Didn't have a witty response there.
No, I had nothing witty for that. Anyways,
Because because the Saint is the best claim to not get killed. So if they were in fact a demon claiming an imp claiming Saint, they would perish.
That's
noms are open.
yeah.
Naomi,
I
who
took a
did
shot
you
at Mora
vote?
because they were claiming Saint, and that's the best way to, as far as I'm concerned, to check.
Yeah.
Who did I vote on? I voted Scally. I forgot.
Good to know.
I mean, I don't think Uday is a bad kill here.
Are nominations open?
They have been open.
Cool.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, there's a world where
Okay.
Uday is just saying
Yes,
recluse
I would
to
like to nominate
yeah.
Uday.
Why?
A recluse could register, could be demon, okay to clear, outsider safe to kill, not the saint, etc.
Uday, your defense.
Mostly etc.
I think it's fine if I die. It's just that I know I'm good. So if we have a better kill, we can save some votes for it. Otherwise, if there's nothing, then I'm okay to.
Anything else for runs vote for John K.
Or it's wait, the vote is for Uday?
The vote's for Uday, not for
Or
John
K. Yeah. I hate to do this to my fellow outsider.
Right. Running it. Six is enough. This looks nigh unbeatable. I'm just gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna end the day. This at 6 votes. It's probably not gonna be beaten. The execution of Uday, who does die. Good night.
I think I would have been more cautious about my Slayer shot if there weren't such a big possibility of there being a drunk.
I went to talk to you and you weren't there.
Yeah, I tried calling you and then I never got a
But the fact that there might be a drunk and that I might be that drunk
Sorry, I stole
means
Fishy.
that, like,
Sorry.
I should be less careful about my shot because it might not even matter anyway. I might as well just use it before I die.
Naomi, who did you pick day one?
I picked Mara.
This shouldn't be too hard of a
never got
game
to that
because
point, but
from my perspective, there are hopefully 4 of us that are hard cleared. Although, here's the thing. Fishy could be lying. The problem is that, like, there are so many new, like, people that I don't play with normally. Like, the idea that a demon or minion would instantly kill one of their own. Is there a Fishback being spy? By saying chef, he's basically signing his death warrant. Regardless. And I feel like as spy, there's a lot of other use you have. For instance, the virgin stuff. If you just get voted out, it's not as good as something like a virgin death. And he didn't seem to have planned that, which makes me feel like he's less likely to be spy. Mora, I have to imagine, is still a possibility. We have to worry that Naomi is possibly lying. And then we have to figure out John and Scally. I agree. I think Sam is the obvious kill here. He's hard cleared. I'm not really worth killing because I'm spent at this point. You wouldn't want to kill Scally or John. Or Mora. If Sam is alive, what does that imply? It implies the
This
problem
feels
is
like
I
a
don't
long night.
I don't think any of these people would make a
It
kill
had-
that is not optimal.
No, just
There's
kidding.
not like a new player here that I'd be like, oh, they don't know what they're doing.
Does anyone have any theories about what was going on with Danny Butler's keyboard?
It was just the mic. I mean,
Yeah,
Just
mine
loud.
you
The
can
mic
hear
was
that.
right
Yeah.
next to it.
right. Was
If
nice.
if I use my webcam mic, you can hear me type all the time.
Yeah.
Crazy keyboard.
Good morning, all except for John K because he's dead.
Oh, boo.
That's a strange choice, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
That's crazy. Why would they do that?
John, can we chat? Let's chat.
Said I wanted to talk to Scally.
Hey,
I fully
okay,
expected you
I
to
got
die.
Yeah, me too. I mean, so here's what I think. I think Scally's bad.
Mhm.
Naomi also could be bad. Maybe, you know, I just that makes sense why they would keep alive like a confirmed good player, or maybe it's just because they know I don't have a power. So Scally has claimed fortune teller to me.
Okay.
But the fortune teller information that he has told me is not super great,
What is it?
I will say. I mean, he said he checked Uday and Naomi day 1, got a yes. Then he checked me against Fishy day 2 and got a no. I didn't understand why he would check a dead player. Like, I thought it was convenient that he checked somebody who died and the most cleared person in the game, and then he
Mhm.
checked possibly 2 people who were outsider claims.
Right. He
He
checked
also
those.
said that he also said that information very like openly in front of Mora, which it makes sense to come forward and tell me, right? Because I'm pretty hard cleared, so you
Mhm.
can trust me with that information. Mora is a claiming saint, probably the
Right.
sketchiest person on the board, just based off of like what she has claimed. So I don't understand the I I don't understand that from Scally.
I
And
agree.
I'm also suspicious of Naomi too, just as much. I mean, if we are to believe Scally, he's gotten 2 yeses on Naomi now because Scally is telling me that this last night he checked you and Naomi and got a yes.
Interesting.
So Scally and Naomi very much not aligned. So I either think it's Mora and Scally, or it could be Naomi, Mora, you in that scenario, I suppose. I mean, like you could be bad as well.
Yeah, I'm trying
Because
to not ignore
Naomi's
scenarios where like they've killed one of their own, but I don't think that's likely in a game this small.
I mean, there's a world that it's Naomi Mora, you're a drunk slayer.
Right. That's yeah.
Um, and then you and Uday are the outsiders, and the 2 evil players are both claiming outsider, and it's possible that they are. I mean, what would the minion be in that world? A Scarlet Woman, a spy, possibly a poisoner. It's just weird. I mean, the reason to believe Scally, right, is we don't have any high info roles on the board right now.
That doesn't strike me as too strange from Dwight, to be honest.
But like
But
we have chef, virgin, monk, slayer, recluse, 2 evil players, like no ongoing
it's
roles
true.
whatsoever. No ongoing information roles. There has to be one somewhere in the game.
I'm curious to know
So
what John says
yeah,
he was.
yeah.
Right.
Welcome, 5 of you alive. Talk.
John, what were you? Yeah.
I was the Ravens keeper.
Oh. Yeah.
Really? Did you get somebody?
I'm gonna hold on to that info.
Why?
Ooh.
Why?
Whoa.
Okay, this is a little strange to me because I thought it was weird that John died in the first place. Quite frankly, like why
Naomi-
kill John there?
Well,
So
John was
told me he
claiming to
was
be the
empath.
empath pretty like
Yeah, that's what he
vigorously.
claimed to me as well.
Yeah. But why lie? I guess like there's no reason to put it out there.
Maybe
Correct.
he thought he didn't trust me.
I've heard of another Ravenkeeper claim.
Ooh.
Oh, I was
Who's-
Ravenskeeper.
Oh, okay. This is the
He's got more than
apprentice
one.
Ravenskeeper who just has one Raven.
Thank you for clarifying.
Why? So you were lying about being the empath to get killed, presumably.
Yes, presumably.
I mean, are we okay if I start nominations here?
Sure.
Sure.
I'll nominate Naomi.
Why?
Yeah.
I mean, Butler information has been a little, you've been fumbling over that a little bit. 3 outsider
Sure.
claims, and then I have also heard your name pinged twice on a fortune teller.
Naomi, your
Okay,
defense.
interesting. My defense is that I have an explanation for what's been happening. It's not me, it's Taran, and once this is done, I'm gonna nominate Taran.
Oh boy.
But like you have maybe make that forthcoming.
Yeah, can you make the case now?
Vote on it?
I need to know which one I should be voting on.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
We're not
can
going to
put-
put a case for someone else when Naomi's the one being nominated. So
Fair
how
enough.
about we?
Yeah, I'll
Anything
say
else
this.
about-
I understand that, Sam. I haven't heard who the fortune teller is, and I have to assume at this point it's you, Scally. And I would love to know what the other people are within that group. So I appreciate that.
All right, I'm going to run this vote for Naomi.
We might as well put it on the
These
block,
votes
right?
Put Naomi on the block.
Yeah, I think put 3.
I think Taran is a better pick.
Just 3. It's
Okay.
probably
Only
fine.
3, only
What?
3, only.
3 votes is just enough. Naomi's on the block.
Okay, I nominate Taran.
Naomi nominates Taran. So why?
Yay! So I believe that the Saint claim is extremely suspicious. It's a perfect way to essentially not get killed during the day. There's only 2 logical options, right? There's either a Baron game or one of the people are lying. Uday was happy to be killed. I'm happy to be killed in the day. So I think that Mara is bad, and to validate their badness, Taran shot them to say, oh, they're not the imp, so it doesn't matter. Which to me, a perfect Slayer bluff, because Taran is the imp.
Taran, your defense.
I'm not the imp. The reason I decided to take the Slayer shot was because 3 outsider claims came out, which made the odds of me being drunk a bit higher. And so I figured it wasn't worth waiting anymore. I did talk to Steven about potentially taking the shot earlier in the round after he told me that Mora claimed Saint. And I figured shooting at the Saint was the best play.
Right. Anything else pertinent if I run this vote for Taran? Right. It takes 3 votes to put Taran on the block, 4 to Taran say Naomi. We're running it.
Dead. We should not be dead voting here.
John, you're gonna use your dead vote on this?
Thank you.
Well, not if no one else is voting.
John, do you want to share your
Not enough.
Ravenkeeper info? Like, what's the reason not to? I just don't understand.
Sam, who was the fortune teller that gave you the info on Naomi?
Is the fortune teller okay with me saying that?
I think it's obvious.
I was claiming Ravenskeeper to back up the Ravenskeeper, but apparently there might not be a Ravenskeeper.
What does that mean?
No, I understand.
I know what's going on, and I think we should
Okay,
just...
whatever. I'll just talk about it at this point. Sam, I was going to talk to you during the night. I had been claiming fortune teller because I was looking to die because I was the Raven Keeper, and then that was becoming apparently clear that that is not going to happen. And I had not gotten the chance to then still talk to Sam. I still think that both Taran and Naomi are fine kills, and so I had put my hand up for both. But then as soon as it was looking like potentially it was going to get tied, I took my hand down.
I will give. Let me just say this. I'm walking back exactly what I just said, but so Naomi might die here anyways, wrongfully. But Naomi did throw down her hand on Taran right at the very last second.
Yeah, because I'm tied to John K.
Figured
that's my buttle.
that's it. It looked like it, so I will say that's a big credit to you.
Yeah, if you're good, you should probably nominate someone else.
I can't nominate Taran again though, so
No, I think me dying. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I'd be willing to nominate Scally.
Okay, if you're good, I would recommend.
I'll
or
nominate
Scally, if you're
Scally.
good.
I think Taran Scally.
Taran, I'm Scally.
I think me dying is
I'm just most suspicious of Scally of anyone at this point. I think Sam is hard cleared. It could be Mora, but I can't vote out Mora. I'm not sure about Naomi, but they're probably not on the same team. And at this point, I'm more inclined to believe Scally's bad than her.
Scally, defense.
I would love to die, but at this point in the game, I think that we have to start taking shots at people that I would still consider to be possible demon options. And for myself, that is not me, and that is Naomi. So if I do end up dying, and everyone distrusts me, but for me, it doesn't make sense.
Scally, can I ask, like, I mean, you stuck with the fortune teller lie well after I was already like cleared good. Why stick with that?
I was trying not to put my information out there at all. The only time I ended up doing it was just like end of this last round.
Okay.
I think it's a good point from Sam though. Like
Why
he's
can't
Go
Taran, why
ahead.
can't you vote for Mara?
Okay.
Because they might be the same.
The game will end.
Anything else pertinent if I run this vote for Scally?
I'd like if we vote out Scally. I mean, we might eventually have to vote out Mara, but with a Saint claim, it's just more dangerous.
John,
Sam, are you gonna vote?
Naomi, are you gonna vote?
Don't waste a dead vote if
no,
you're not
I
going to
don't
vote.
believe I don't believe it's Scally. I believe it's Taran.
It's not me.
Not enough.
Great, you would say that. I'm happy dying is the thing. I'm happy dying because I like would rather die and show that I'm good than let.
I mean, it
the
does
other
make
guys
sense
be
to
wrong.
get rid of a butler before they end.
Well, she's happy dying, so she will die. She's executed and dies. Good night.
It's possible it's Taran and Scally, right?
Not if you believe the Chef Zero.
In that world, Taran's a spy or Scally's a spy.
Yeah.
And but no, that doesn't work because of the Baron thing.
Yeah, Baron.
JK, we're at a 1 minion game.
Okay,
John
I
K.
pretty
dying was just so interesting.
Why on the empath?
unless Naomi is the minion to Scally.
Yeah, but how many people knew?
I mean, it was most people, a majority of people.
Yeah, a lot of I knew.
Oh.
Yeah, and your first claim to me before I was even killed was empath or soldier.
Well, I didn't know you were telling everybody, John K.
Well, you know, I like to be forthcoming with people who I trust, like Fishback.
That's nice.
I didn't get to talk to Sam. I would have told Sam.
It's too bad we killed Naomi there because now we're gonna have to choose between some very difficult choices.
Between Mora and Scally.
And Taran.
No, Taran.
So Sam dies.
Yeah, I'm gonna die here.
I mean, yeah, I figured he would have died the night before.
Instead of the empath, I mean that's why like the empath implicates Mora a little bit.
It does. I mean, I guess it's worth knowing who we probably shouldn't talk tonight, but like who heard the claim about empath.
Oh, this is a long.
What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Why do you think I woke you up?
Oh, I don't know. What is there a role?
You're forgetting the possibilities.
I am. Can you explain it to me?
No, good night.
Wait. Let me think about it. If I'm the Slayer, once per game I can choose a player. If they are the demon, they die. There's no way.
Taran, I'm fucking with you. Good night. I'm fucking with you.
Okay. I was very confused.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your final 3. That does not include Sam.
Yeah.
What? This is shocking. Who could have predicted that Sam would die in the night?
Nope, sorry, didn't mean to send that. All
right. You did not mean to send that?
I agree with the backsplash. The backslash.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any reason to.
So look, if it's Mora and Naomi, then Taran is not, right? And then Taran is drunk.
Yeah, that would
Or
imply
it's,
that I'm.
I don't know, any
If
three of
if
you. I see a
Karen
case
is
for all three.
drunk, then Mora is real.
Right.
Can I?
So
Yeah.
then we wouldn't know
I don't
that Taryn.
know.
Right. Which case?
So I will say I'm just gonna say where I'm leaning towards going fishy. John, if you guys like talk me out of this, that's fine. I am leaning towards it being Scally.
I think so too.
And voting Scally. That was my read that I told Taryn last round, just like social read off the bat. It makes sense why I stayed alive as long as I did if I was next to Scally as a potential demon. I will also say when Scally was like telling me when Scally was telling me like fake fortune teller information, he was saying it openly right in front of Mora. To me, you're not telling people you're the fortune teller in front of somebody that you think could be bad unless like Mora already knew that Scally was coming forward with that information because Mora was Scally's minion.
In games, I often just will hard claim and or give at least 2 rolls in the first person I talk to, and Mora happened to call me early, so I had already told them.
Fisher?
I mean, Naomi not like also being not wanting to put Scally up and more being willing to die herself. I thought was a little strange.
Well, let me
That did
Steven, let
concern
me
me.
also say that the information that Scally gave me as fake fortune teller information was Uday Naomi yes, me and 50 no day 2, and then Naomi Taryn yes day 3. So I will say I kind of clocked it as suspicious information off the bat because it was weird that Scally would check a dead player against a player that's the hardest cleared player on the board day 2.
Yeah.
And I think now that I have good social reason to believe that Naomi is good. And if Naomi is good, it was pretty clear that Scally was not aligned with Naomi to me.
To me,
John explained to me why I was wrong, Fishback. I was wrong. I should have nominated Scally, but I sort of didn't understand the logic at the time.
in responding to the why I would check the hardest cleared player, it's essentially how I would choose myself and another player to get a read on.
Fair.
It's
But
better.
Scally, I found it convenient that the person that you checked was also died that night.
But
Like,
this is not real fortune teller information, right? He was
No,
trying
I
to
know.
Yeah, but if he
Right.
was trying to bait a kill, it also makes more sense, right? Like,
Oh,
where are we
no,
reading
not
into
to
Why
fake
was the virgin?
fortune
Why
teller information?
No.
why be baiting a
Not
kill
to
with a
tell me.
confirmed virgin?
I guess.
Right.
Yeah, not to tell
But,
you.
Right.
but if
No,
Skelly is the imp,
to
why
gain
would he
trust with the confirmed
talk
virgin.
about being a Ravens keeper as well? Well, like bluffing as 2 roles seems like a very big risk.
Yeah, if Terran's a Slayer,
seems
it
like a
can't
big
be
mistake.
Mora.
No, I
Unless
think
you're-
Mora's the minion.
unless you were
I think
poisoned.
Not
I
the
think
minion.
the options are pretty clearly Terran Scally. Like I think Mora's. I have Mora pinned as minion.
Yeah.
Wait, can I hear
I'm
the
the
logic
same.
to just to
I'm
be
not a
sure?
minion.
Like, what about the world where I'm drunk or something? Can't that
You
also?
can't be drunk
I
because then
can't
there
be
would
drunk.
be a saint.
No,
Because why?
Well, Naomi doesn't necessarily have to be. It could
That would
be like,
require that Naomi's telling the truth, right?
yeah.
That's fair.
But I do
Yeah.
kind of
based
believe her
on
at this point.
Muddling. Yeah.
Which I am.
Yeah.
All right, let's
I mean,
end
there
this.
could be.
We all know
There's
what we're
the
doing.
there's the outlandish world in
Mara?
which you're poisoned.
Nom's open.
Taryn.
Yeah.
I'll nominate Scally.
Mara nominates Scally. So far.
Because he's the demon, apparently.
Scally, your defense.
No, I'm not. Like I have told people I'm the Ravens keeper. I had bluff fortune teller because I was hoping to die. I gave like information that is consistent with what I would do if I had been the fortune teller, but no, I'm the Raven keeper. I
Did you
suspecting it's Darren.
did you tell
Ooh,
anybody
we're
else
getting to a
other
point
than
where we
John
can't even beat this. We're to lose.
that you were
What was
Ravens
it, Uday?
keeper?
Sorry.
Did you tell anybody else other than John that you were Ravens keeper?
I told Fishy.
He told me to towards right before I said I was.
John and Fishy. Yeah.
Anything else, Brendan, before I run
So
this?
why
vote
would
for
a
the-
imp bluff as 2 roles? It seems
Bait the
like
kill.
Anything else, Brendan, before I run this vote for Scally?
Oh, you're saying why would he bluff if he's not the demon?
If I'm not actually, well, I was saying if I'm not actually the fishing, what's it called? I would just stick with one role and actually use the more informational role to frame Taryn and Naomi rather than going Ravens keeper, which doesn't help my argument at this point at all.
That's a pretty good point.
I'm going to go ahead and run this vote for Scally. It takes 2 to unblock. Running it.
Sam, I thought you were like Team Scally is the demon.
I am gonna I'm gonna vote it.
Interesting.
4 is enough.
John.
Unblock.
Why did
Hey,
John?
can I ask Mara?
Wait option.
So what's the validation here, right? If you are the saint, what is happening from your perspective, and why is it Scally?
I don't know. Everyone is convinced it's Scally, so that's how I
Why are
nominated.
you convinced it's Scally though? As the Saint?
I'm not.
I'm gonna nominate Taran.
That's just how town is leaning.
Scally
Wait, instead of.
Oh
dear. Okay.
Because it doesn't make any sense for Mara to vote on me if it is me and Mara here. I had told people what I was. If I had been bluffing as the demon, I would go fortune teller, which actually would help me in any real way here. I wouldn't give up my bluff for no reason.
Taran,
I was
But,
not
all right,
no one didn't believe me.
I have a Scally. Can I give you one? Why?
Sam,
Why
Sam,
are
hold
you
up. Sam,
framing?
hold up. Depends first. Darren.
I'm happy to let Sam defend. No, I mean, it's honestly, I haven't been thinking about the world where it's me anymore, so I don't remember how to defend myself. I don't think it's me.
That's a
I
very
think it's
compelling
Scally or Mora.
Okay, Scally. Sam, you wanna?
I mean, Scally, why are you framing Naomi with fake fortune teller information to a confirmed player in the game if it's like if you're on Naomi's side and you think it's Taran?
My first yes was having heard that Uday was a recluse anyway at that point, and then I was going yes on Taran.
Right. Anything else further? I run this vote for Taran.
We'll lose here, but I don't think we're getting 5
I
anyway.
just don't think Mara has a valid enough. I just don't. Okay,
Why would Mara vote for me and make it up to 4 votes? It only had to be at 2.
If Naomi is the butler, then Naomi definitely can't think Mara is the demon.
I don't think Mara's the demon. I think that Mara is the. I think that Mara is a minion. I think that Mara is lying, and that.
I mean, I guess it could just be butler recluse or the two.
I'm the minion, and I voted on my
Scally,
demon.
but
I'm just confused about why Scally is saying he's confused that Mora would vote for him. Well, I don't know why Scally would be confused about Mora in particular voting
Because
for him.
most people are saying that Mara is the minion at this point, and some saying that that cannot be the case if Mara is voting for me.
Well, that happens all the time. The minions as a last minute.
I don't think that they are sticking it to 4 votes when it was very clearly already at 2, and
Anyways.
would then save their vote here.
I'm gonna run this vote for Taran. It takes 4 time how to execute. Running it.
I'll vote on this if we get 5.
I don't think there's any way this gets 5.
Oh. No, there was a way.
Not enough.
Good game.
Oh, I'm the only one. I'm not going to nominate.
Cool. With that,
congrats.
Scally has an execute and does die. And the game is over. Let me see here. I'll start with Fishback, your chef, who nominated Sam, your virgin. Fishback was in fact the chef, got a chef 0, which was sober and healthy. Fishy was your monk, who got killed immediately. John K was your empath, who got a 1 most of the game, or actually all the time he's alive, because they're next to the recluse in Uday. You then have Naomi, your butler, and Taran, who was the slayer who shot the spy, because Scally was your empath.
Oh, nice! Wow, you really had me convinced that we lost there.
Yeah, my bad. I thought if I voted on that, it would spook people.
I thought
I knew it.
I was not believing Darren.
Mora, that was a very good play, Mora. At the end, when you nominated Scally, I was like, "Hold on, did I just like fuck everything up?"
Everything for a loop.
That was.
I've seen it happen too many times now. I feel like a lot of people seem to like to do that play, so I've stopped caring as much about it.
I was gonna pull my hand down, but then I figured more people would vote on Scally if I pulled my hand down.
Yeah. Yeah, I switched claims because it was pretty evident. I think as soon as everyone was like, "That's really weird that John died," I was like, "Okay, well, let me go with why I'm not dying. This seems like there is a spy in the game, and that had been pretty agreed upon. So let me switch." I had intended on going to Sam earlier; it just wasn't in time.
Yeah. Oh, Naomi, I think the one of the saving graces there was you being tied to John K and pulling your hand down. That was great. Like, that was awesome. That for me, maybe I'm like the only one, but I was riding for
No,
Naomi
yeah.
You were so fast too. You really were like paying attention. But when you were like hesitating when we asked you who you chose, I was like, that's very suspicious. But
Right.
I kind of forgot. I remembered that I did it as a joke. I was like, who did I do? I knew I did somebody as a joke, and it was Scally. And then I was like, I can't remember it. Yeah, I was just genuinely forgot to write it down.
This is a very
No,
fun
John
setup,
K and I
though.
were messaging about it. That's why I pulled it down so fast.
Yeah, I would
He
have
was
voted
like,
if we had more people
yeah.
because I knew Naomi was good.
That was fun.
Hey, Fishy, who did you protect night 1?
John K.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and.
Why'd you kill me, Scally?
You're the monk.
Yeah, threatening.
That was my first thought. That the spy might want to kill the monk.
Yeah.
Good game, Scally.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Good
Appreciate
game.
it. I'm gonna
What do
go.
you think with 55th?
Bye,
That was
y'all.
great. Thanks, Dwight.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
See you guys.
That was the fun
Yeah.
part of that, John K, was that like you were like,
Fish
I'm the
back
Raven
there?
Keeper, and I was like, he's been lying to me. And then you're like, it's okay, I'm lying to everybody else. And I was like, how do like tell Sam I'm the empath? I was like, he is not gonna fucking believe me if I'm like, don't worry, John K's lying.
I
Can't
want to
believe
tell
Fishback
Scally.
and I were on the same team twice. That's crazy.
Whoa. Yeah, that was funny.
Oh
Good game,
man.
everyone.
Yeah, good games.
Scally set up the fail twice. Evil
I know.
Scally.
No.
I flopped.
No, you did so good, Scally. You had me totally cooked. I was like, it's fucking Taran.
I felt better about the last game. I was like, ugh. But this game, I was like, it's fine.
Immediately, I was like, Taran seems like he's doing that thing where he's trying to be suspicious, but he's not.
I was trying to be a frame, and the Slayer shot clearing me, kind of.
Yeah, that's because I would have been way more suspicious of you, especially without the logic that like it was even less likely that you were demon because of the way the outsider claims panned out.
Yeah.
I almost told you to shoot Scally. So
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I was coming.
I was so
in,
scared that was gonna happen.
I was like, ooh, I'm gonna star pass. No, John is about to get a read on Mora, so I'm not gonna star pass.
I was so scared because Dwight pulled me
That's a
in,
good
and there was a
idea.
good like 30 seconds of silence. I was like, oh my god, I hope I'm not the imp.
Oh my
The
God.
imp is gonna get a number on me.
That could have been a read on Naomi, though. So
Yeah,
it
true.
doesn't necessarily cook you.
So that final night,
Yeah, John and I had that moment where like I could be lying to you, but I'm not. I promise.
that final night, Dwight woke me up right before we woke up for the final day, and he was like, "So what are you doing?" I was like, "What? What do you mean?" And he was like, "Oh, you don't know what you can do?" I was like, wait, hold on. What can I do? And I was trying to read the Slayer roll, and I was like, is there any way it could have been star pass to me? Like, what is happening? He was like, nah, just leave. You didn't figure it out. And I was like, what? No, what is it? He was like, I'm fucking with you.
That's wild.
Rude.
Right after Taran,
Oh,
I talked to Taran, and I laid out this world where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna push pretty hard, Scally Mora here, like I blah blah blah. I go talk to Naomi. Naomi was like, or it could be Taran, and I was like, well, if it's Taran, then I am fucked. 'Cause I just like
Yeah.
I just like told Taran everything that I thought happened, and I thought I was like very cooked for a second there.
It was nice being on your team this time, Sam.
Yeah.
Because...
I like being good way more, man. I like being good. You get to work with more people, but then it's also when you get a no information role, it's a little lame.
I like to mix it
definitely
up.
be
I
working
get
with
bored
people
if
when
I'm
you're
good all
evil.
the time.
I take a
Yeah.
nice mix.
Yeah, I like a mix.
I think Spy's what like I think Minion is always where I want to be. 'Cause
Minion's
there's,
the
like,
best
no
play.
Minion
No,
is
you get to be evil and mess with people and know what's going on, but there's like no pressure.
There's no
to, like,
pressure.
ruin the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I
really.
blew it pretty hard with Corey like what, a month ago or so as the minion. So you can ruin a game. I've done it.
I don't know. For a similar reason, I kind of like being night 1 town. You get some useful info, you can out it, and then it doesn't matter if you die.
Or you can be Marianne and say, I'm not going to give you my night 1 information if you execute me tonight.
I also debated making Sam my marionette. I
Oh.
was like,
yeah,
marionette, but then I was like, it's too likely this comes out. I've had this blow up in my face because I'm not doing Taran. I've tried Taran before. I'm not doing it.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't because
Yeah, the
Sam is the
virgin talk.
virgin. It was immediately confirmed. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that would have backfired.
That's not something I would do personally.
yeah, we don't do that in our lobby.
I've done it very successfully once or twice, but it's
Well, the problem with Marionette, and from my perspective, is that if you are told you're the Marionette, you instantly ask who are the other minions, and then now like they either tell you or they don't. If they don't, then you're not the Marionette, and if they do, and you eventually find out through various means, then the entire team is done. You know?
Yeah.
Well, I once had a politician give me a fake world saying that I was their marionette, but I did not
I
believe it.
I like not telling a marionette. That's my favorite. Is
Well-
like just like
We
letting
found
them
out.
ride.
I usually let them
You did
go
that
a
with Sam.
day.
Hmm.
I usually let them go like a day, and I'll tell
Hey,
them at
Dwight
the end
came
of the
back.
first
You want
day.
to play again, Dwight?
Hey.
Eavesdropping. What?
This is like Dwight went out to do some run some errands, and we're still at his house when he got back.
Well, the good thing here would have been that there was only one minion, so I wouldn't have had to out any other members of
Right,
the
yeah,
team.
that's true.
Also, I
Yeah.
do also really like doing it as a minion, claiming that I'm the
Yeah.
demon, not the minion, and that they're my marionette.
Mhm.
Got it. If I'm next to Scully and he tells me I'm his marionette,
No,
that's
Fishy, we're good. I would
pretty
never lie.
immediately.
Scally,
Whether
I
or
was so
not it's
scared
you.
you were gonna. I was so scared you're gonna marionette Terran, and then there's no downside for him not shooting you. I was just like,
Yep.
oh dear God,
Yeah.
please.
No,
Oh
I
wow, yeah,
said
you were
no.
surrounded by two people. It would have been terrible to marionette.
Awful. I was, and I've tried with Terran before, and it's no. I'm not doing it again. I was like, nah.
Yeah, I straight up
I
told
really
Mara,
had
being
to
like,
think
go
for a
prevent a
while.
disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I had
Sam,
to
how
think
much
for a
have you
while,
played?
like,
Sorry, I asked Sam, how much have you played? Because much or no?
Ish. I mean, like
Ish.
maybe 10 to 15 games probably on TB.
Okay.
And then that was my second game on Sex and Violets. So
Okay. Because
I've, like,
I wasn't sure how like green you
I-
were coming in, and so I was like, I'm very impressed. But
Yeah, he's learned very fucking quick. I like
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
I played a little bit. I played a
Okay.
little bit, and then I played with Owen a few times, and like some
Gotcha,
group of people that he runs marionette games with, so that helped me learn pretty quick.
Gotcha.
You did a way better job selling that SMV game than I did.
Oh,
Selling like
well,
Main
yeah.
World.
When we met up and like I like looked at you and I'm like, I don't know what we have to do. We got to find a way to make Scally look good, and that's not looking easy.
And I'm
right
like,
now.
I don't think that's happening.
So Sam, like your intent was to claim that you were Sarah Nova's mad the first day, and then like, because you
No, I
whispered
was
me, you
I was
whispered
gonna
me, and you said I was Sarah Nova's mad the first day, and then we got to town,
yeah.
and Fishback was like, I was Sarah Nova's mad the first day, so then I was like, what is Sam doing? I think Sam is just the Sarah Novus.
I was just trying to like basically confuse Steven as much as possible was the goal. And like try to make him think that anybody else was the Sarah Novus, and that try to do that. But I messed up, like I'm really new to that script, so I messed up the function of a few of the roles like at the very beginning. And so that tripped me up because I always forget. The thing that always gets me on that one right now is I forget which ones are recurring power and which ones are like one-time use roles.
Yeah.
And so there's been like the other day I use it to bluff a lot, so I guess I just told you exactly how I play moving forward. But the last time I played that Sex and Violets, I was the minion. I was a pit hag, and I just claimed that I like didn't know how to use the artist power, and I was like, I'm useless now, and I was just pit hagging people to death. But that was the problem. There is when I tried to claim seamstress, I didn't realize that it was a one use sort of a thing. And so I wouldn't have claimed it if I knew that it would just get me killed, because it made my Sarah Novus ability dumb. But as soon as you were like, oh, there's a spent seamstress, I was like, shit, I don't know what to do now.
Yeah, and then you weren't coming out, so I was like, just nom them, like it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the time I was good, and I thought you were just a spent seamstress. I was like, sure, let's do this. And then I go to Kirsten the next day, and I'm like, who are the other minions?
Yep.
She tells me you, it's Callie. I'm like, oh, this is a problem.
Kirsten had not passed yet, and so me and Kirsten are just like, we're cooked, we're done. Sam's nommed, it's over.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even know that. Like, I knew obviously Kirsten was like, when she died, I knew that whoever the outsider was now our Fangu, and I didn't know who it was. And even more, when you came and talked to me, I didn't know it was you straight away. But I was just like, I kept looking at your face when you kept getting like voted for in your defense, and you're just like, and I was like, yeah. So we're in trouble right now.
Oh, that's actually
there's my new Fangu that doesn't know what to do with themselves right now. Like,
that'd be a funny play to like if you think it might be a Fangu game, like after a night, like just go up to somebody you suspect and be like, it's me. I'm the new one.
I often mess things up if I'm an outsider in a Fangu game by immediately claiming I'm an outsider. Please kill me immediately. I do not want to be jumped to.
And I maintain I will jump to you.
Mora is always begging to be jumped to.
In our,
Always.
in our game Thursday night, Owen snake charmed his way to being the demon at Final 3 and like popped up as the and like and that was a
Oh
little
my god.
like that was wild. Yeah.
I'm dealing with some snake charmer trauma from last night. I was a minion and my demon got snake charmed. And it was rough.
Was that the SMV game?
Yeah, that was the SMB game.
Your team outed the demon to the snake.
Yeah. I remember now.
Yeah. And then no one talked to me for 3 days. It was great. and the new demon killed me also.
Oh, that's fun.
That was also great.
Dwight, if we ever I was texting Kalish about this. We could do in-person Blood on the Clocktower at St. Pat's at some point if we wanted to.
I would be so down to run that.
They let us do Mafia there, so
Yeah, if y'all can get that, like the space for it, let me know because I'd be so down. Like I have my physical gram that I have rarely ever used. So also I probably just run on my iPad because it's actually simpler that way. But I'd love to do that.
I spend way too much time playing this game, and Dwight and Taran, it's all your fault because I watched Taran stream this in the summer, and then I was like, I want to play.
More addicts, lovely. Yeah, I met quite a few people out in Boston who said they learned about the game and are playing a lot more in person. So like I'm glad it's like spreading. People are learning about it. It's wild that it's gotten to this point, but like it's sick. I'm glad y'all are addicted to it like I am.
Don't look at how many games I've played in 2 months.
Thank you, Joy. I'm gonna skedaddle, but nice to talk to everybody and hang out. I'll see you.
Yeah, see you guys.
Yeah, I'm also gonna head out. Thanks for the games.
Bye.
All right. Fun games. Interesting. It's always interesting to play with people that you haven't played with before. I definitely felt more lost than normal. Especially the first game, which I thought that things would be more like I thought in the first game, once I figured out what was going to happen with the twin stuff, I figured it would be easier for me to figure things out than anybody else because I was going to be getting information that I could reasonably trust. And I knew for sure who one of the minions were. And so I felt like it shouldn't be too hard for me to figure this out. It'll just be hard for other people to trust my information to figure it out themselves. And this game will just be more about like me convincing them that my information is good. But in reality, I feel like I was behind and other people were figuring things out that I was just not. I don't think I ever would have been able to come up with the Fangu swap to Mora logic without Fishy coming up with that theory. Once she said it, it made a lot of sense to me. But I just don't know the script well enough to have even thought of it, I think. It was interesting how that played out, though. The Sam stuff, because I was initially suspicious of Sam that first night. Then I was like, oh, well, he could have been Sarah Novus. But then, like, the explanation afterward didn't make sense because Fishback was saying he was Sarah Novus. But I just got confused because I was talking to Sam and I was trying not to make him trigger his Sarah Novus, his madness. And so I feel like I just like I lost my thread there, which was like good on him because he basically just like talked me out of what I was thinking, by feeling very mad. And I also like had the idea that he was very new to it, so I was like, in particular, trying to be like, well, I don't want to say anything that might cause you to break madness. But when he like flipped on me, that's when I was like, oh wait a minute, what's going on here? Which is not always like how I would feel. Like when Naomi comes at me in the second game, I'm not necessarily thinking that Naomi's bad, because I haven't like spoken to Naomi. It's when it's when I've talked to people and felt good with them, and then in a public setting, they're coming after me. That's very suspicious to me, because that's the kind of behavior that you'd have typically when you are like trying to actively play people, which is not always the case, because sometimes you want to pretend you're in good with the demon so that they don't kill you, and then when it comes to a public meeting, you're willing to take your shot. But in general, I think I was I was saying that I don't think I could have come up with the Kirsten Fangu theory without you bringing it up. Because I think you cracked that game, and then you also like I was not following the Sarah Novus stuff until you said that Sam was Sarah Novus. Because I was thinking that Sam might be bad, but I hadn't even connected it. I was just not thinking properly about roles. It took me too long to figure out how the evil twins even worked. Dreamer info helps, yeah, probably. Yeah, interesting games. I think that second one felt a lot easier overall. Although I might have, if not for the Slayer shot, I would have been more inclined to believe that Mora was the demon. But that's why I shot Mora as the Slayer. So I guess I could take credit for that. First one felt easier to you. Yeah, I guess, because what I was saying was I thought that the first game would be easier for me because I would have information that other people couldn't trust, but I would have a better idea. But it was actually the other way around, that I just didn't have a better idea. But then the second game, I think I was in a position where my information was extra valuable specifically to me. And if you couldn't fully trust my information, then it was much harder. I was still not sure about Scally versus Mora as demon, but it was just so much less likely that that I was specifically poisoned on the time I shot Mora. Especially because I was suspecting there might be a spy. Mechanically, me and Scally couldn't be demon, so if your info is true, John K or Fishback couldn't be demon. I believe Fishback was juggler, so if you got good info right away, it had to be Fangu. Yeah. And yeah, not enough outsider claims was huge, because I hadn't even, like, I think normally I go hard for outsider info early, but I think because I wasn't on top of all the different role interactions for sects and violets, I was like, well, people aren't claiming outsiders, but wow, I don't even know what I would do with that information anyway. But yeah, it does all make sense. All right. That was Blood on the Clocktower. I will maybe be back tomorrow. Booyah has not asked yet. I might take the day off. I'm not sure. I guess we'll see. And then a bunch more stuff I talked about at the beginning of the stream. Lots of recordings for scripted shows. Jet Lag finale coming soon on for the recap. And yeah, we'll have some fun with it. All right. Thanks for hanging out. I will see all of you next time.